The new Opel Sequester.
Moon dust. Moon dust is still a problem. Moon dust. Moon dust. Moon dust.
What is love? Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me. You can't. What is love? Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me. You can't. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Whoa! It's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 situation. A 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 situation. A 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 situation. A 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 situation. A 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 situation. A 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 situation. A 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I said, I want to do 3, 4, 5.
The jibby jab. Wastes of skin. The jibby jab. Sweaty fists. The jibby jab. Xanadu 2.0. The jibby jab. That succession of pricks, evidence of their curiosity, and I'll keep on banging on.
Okay.
I said it was time to clear out the trash, and I mean it.
Yeah, look, you've had a busy day of it. Look, you've had a busy day of it, okay? And you, more than anyone, should know that. You're a good guy, and they're trying to hold you down, okay? You just go to sleep. Like, look at the foot. That's it. Go to sleep. That's it, okay? And we'll do a stream, and once the stream is done, then we can have some pudding. Okay? No one, when we go on, okay? The stream's on! Fuck! Get that off. Change that screen. How's it going, everyone? Just 1 second there. We've got a,
The jibby jab. Wastes of skin. The jibby jab. Sweaty fists. The jibby jab. Xanadu 2.0.
How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to the stream. It's great to have you back again. And I don't know what I'm going to do here. Don't mind that little bit of business there before. That was a mistake.
Oh, we're the classic agnostic guys.
It was just... I don't know. Maybe there was some video in the system that needed to come through the HDMI. That was trapped in the HDMI, needed to process out before we skipped onto this. So I don't know what that was about. Thank you very much there, Conrad. And I need to say thank you to Blue Sky, who tipped earlier on after the stream had finished. So it was one of these where I say thank you after the event has occurred. And you're probably not even watching now. Thank you very much, Conrad. Telfontaine, whatever he did worked. I'm home and safe and not in a parade, but float anymore. Yeah, that thing about that stream earlier on, we need to get that fella off the screen there. I was watching that and he's not even meant to be on. It's meant to be the Computer Chronicles. However, it is interesting that the brother of the killer of the Las Vegas shooting decided to go and just do those interviews. Some might say, yeah, it's shock. And, you know, it could happen to any one of us. But I also got a sense from just watching it there, and I believe there's another even longer one, that he was up for it. He really wanted to be on camera as well. But at the same time, did he? I mean, there's shock involved in that as well. But still, fascinating set of circumstances. You know, no real motive or anything like that. Just someone can just fucking snap and then, you know, do everything that he did. I don't know, would it be right or wrong to look at that? I'm not sure. I don't even know what I'm going to watch here. I had Fallout New Vegas also lined up to even play because I started that in earnest and I didn't finish it. I'm thinking of finishing that finito on New Vegas. Finito ergo sum. I finish, therefore I am. But I don't know whether or not to do that now or watch Computer Chronicles and then do the game after. Or even maybe just have a quick look at the Las Vegas shooter's brother, just to see if we can get any clues or try and gather any sort of information, because it's still a case that needs solving, you know? And I think if we're to be on the case, oh yeah, we still have to watch the rest of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. I didn't really want this to be a watching stuff sort of stream. I was very eager to get back into New Vegas. Also, I wouldn't mind playing Silent Hill 3 again, even though I said I'd never play it again, because I just think for a PlayStation 2 game, what an amazing game. What a fantastic, it stands the test of time, piece that is. You know, it really looks great. And maybe starting it again with the save game file from the last one will give us some extra items. I'm not sure. I'm saying Silent Hill 3, not Silent Hill 2, the remake or anything like that. Just 3 on the PlayStation 2 emulator. Play it on extra hard mode, says Brooklyn Luke. You know, it's just going to be a war of attrition. And what piqued my interest about that was the whole X-Files, The Right to Serve game from the PlayStation 2 from 2004. I could see that they'd done certain things that they've tried to just take from Silent Hill and put into their own game, but they didn't really do it at all. They didn't execute it. It was terrible. It looked terrible. You know, when you compare and contrast with what they did with Silent Hill. But anyways, let me just think here what it is we should best do.
Every studio at night, insurance companies, producers.
Thank you very much there, Kiki Stockhammer and LR27102, Mr. and Mrs.
Twisted
Pacework. Thank you very much there, lads, for your kind heart tip. Very, very kind of you. Kiki Stockhammer says, lovely full version of P. Flynn on the Late Late, a masterful moment, always worth a revisit. They really are motivators. It sounds great, but not tonight. Although I might put it on the back burner. But I have to say, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire needs to be finished. And that led me on to another situation I was thinking of as well. Was the Weakest Link presented by Eamon Dunphy. I'm not sure if those videos are out there or if that media is still there, but it could be worth a revisit as well. Obviously, if it is a Computer Chronicles stream, I haven't started with the patented FAT32 intro situation, which I like to do. I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I really am not sure. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what we're gonna do. I don't think we're gonna do a video games situation. I want to play the video games. I don't think we'll do it though. There's videos to watch though. They're not games. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I'm really not sure. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. But it's better to get on the stream and say I'm not sure, isn't it? For minutes. It's better to get on the stream and just keep streaming. That's the main thing. B. Devi, thank you very much there for the tip. Was that you in the big smoke today or a doppelganger? Unless the big smoke was Castle Bar, then you ain't seen me, baby. You ain't seen me. I seen the Burks. There's a pop-up Christian bookshop called Burks. Is that the Burks? And have they done their own pop-up shop? Interesting if they have. What else about Castle Bar did I think was interesting? Got some cabbages in Lidl in Aldi. I bought a bottle of kombucha and a chicken fucking chorizo or Chipotle wrap. Chipotle.
You tend to think of what, sort of aliens,
Chipotle
UFOs,
wrap from Aldi, which gave me heartburn after the chip. Thank you very much for the tip. Did you ever play Resi 3 Nemesis on PS1? Do you know what? That's one thing that did slip through the net. But mainly because my love for the series kind of... I gave it a go back in the day and I thought, this just isn't it. This is not it. But I'm sure maybe newcomers to the series at that time thought, this is fucking brilliant. But having played the 1 and 2, I just thought that it didn't really look like it was going to be an amazing thing. I played the remake a few years ago with the uncle on support. He was playing support network for me. Tom?
How are you getting on? What's the story?
Just spending my days reminiscing about the time I played a game on stream, you know?
Yep. What was the game?
It's the Resident Evil fucking 3 remake, you know?
Great game. Fantastic game. Scary. Scary. It had action. It had pace. It had power. Great graphics. But it wasn't the best. In my honest opinion, I think 4 was the best. I've never played them myself. I don't like those kind of games. But watching you play them was like watching Mozart on the guitar. Fantastic bit of work.
Thanks very much, Tom. It's great to have the support from you. 4 original or 4 remake? Can't fucking remember, Nigel. They're both class. Do you know, what a remake. Really opened my eyes to the world of remakes and the possibilities that they're not that shit as you first think they are going to be. Okay, because I thought the fucking Resident Evil 2 remake in 2018 just did not hit the right notes for me. Okay, and I thought from here on in, I'm not bothered about it. But boy, oh boy, was I red-faced when time came to play the Resident Evil 4 remake. Because that shit was a blast. And as for the other games, they're good enough. Will Smead, thank you very much for the tip there. Malvern needs Computer Chronicles. Happy Thanksgiving. He spends his days. Thank you very much for the tip there. And Notion. And B. Devi and Chib. Very, very kind of you there. I think we'll just have a little look there at the brother of the shooter. Now, look. We need to treat this with the dignity and respect that a situation like this deserves. You know, this is somebody who's in shock, but it also highlights how much the media are fucking vultures and will hone in on someone. They'll sniff the weakness. And I'm thinking maybe your man here thought, oh, I best talk to the media. Because they'll probably say, oh, he's got something to hide, you know? Press gaggle outside the house, all that kind of business. 63 on the KPD, the whole shebang. Thanks for the tip. And but Computer Chronicles is in the rafters waiting. We'll get onto that. We'll get onto that. This was the first one. He did 2 of them.
Oh, we just don't understand. It's like I said, an asteroid just fell out of the sky. And we have no reason, rhyme, rationale, excuse. There's just nothing.
When was the last
There's
time
nothing.
you had talked to your brother?
He texted me to make sure
That's
my
the
mom was
focus.
okay after.
That's the focus trick that the cameraman has to do, should really do before you've gone live, to be honest, where you go right to the end of the lens, then focus in, then pull out. But I mean, they're live. They probably didn't, maybe they didn't even know they were live.
The hurricane. We didn't have power for 5 days. I mean, there's nothing. I mean, the last time she talked to him, no indication of anything. I mean, nothing. He was in Vegas and gone on a cruise or something, or blah, 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 blah. And see, I mean, he sent her a walker because she's having trouble walking. I mean, it's like I said, find out who sold him the machine gun.
Well, there were more than one machine gun.
I don't know what else to say.
Had he had any?
I mean, it's his fault that he did this. I
He
mean,
had about fucking 17 machine gun in the house. They were assault rifles, I think. I was thinking about that. You know, what was the situation there? Was he just thinking that, maybe it's easier than changing the mag to just have a rake of fucking machine guns? Also, if you're firing loads of like assault rifle rounds, this is from just watching Tommy there in the DayZ. Tommy, you there?
Yep, how are you getting on if your gun gets hot?
The gun gets hot. We know about that. But strange operation. There was usage also of a bump stock. We've all heard about the bump stock, which is a part that a post-processing part you can put onto the gun to make it fire even faster.
but I'd like to know where he found the machine gun.
It modifies the gun to fire full auto because, as it stands, I believe, if you buy an assault rifle in the States, then you can only go bam, 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 not with one squeeze of the trigger.
It's not something that's that easy to come by, I assume. And he's not. I mean, he has no criminal record. He has nothing, no affiliations with anything. There's nothing. So,
What's going on here? It sounds like the beginning of a U2 song. This is very unprofessional to have that playing while your man, the brother of the killer, is trying to open his heart and really tell us what's going on. They have that fucking song playing. It sounded like The Edge, but it's as if The Edge had done a little musical piece for Nokia or something, you know. Nokia had approached The Edge and said, look, we love what you do, Edge. We love that stuff. Can you design the new Nokia ringtone for us? Thank you very much, B. Devi and P and 6-3 and Wills Mead. Thank you very much, lads. They're making Heat 2, the original, of course. Okay, that sounds good.
he has nothing, no affiliations with anything. There's nothing. So,
Can you just describe sort of what went
I wanna run
through your head when you found out that it was your brother's name that
where the streets have no name?
I thought it was somebody joking.
And it's actually underscoring what he's saying now, which is bizarre.
I thought it was, I mean, if all my cell phones and house phones didn't all...
Oh!
Nothing, no affiliations with anything. There's nothing. So,
Can you just describe sort of what went through your head when you found out that it was your brother's name that came out?
And the disturbing footage that they're showing as well simultaneously.
I thought it was somebody joking. I thought it was, I mean, if all my cell phones and house phones didn't all light up at the same time with Las Vegas PD on them, I would have thought it was, you know, some dopey friend of mine making a joke.
Yeah.
Dopey friend.
There's just, I mean, we were working with the cops.
Is that how
the first thing,
how it went down? Like, all this stuff happened in Vegas, and then Vegas police were ringing him up, going, "What the fuck is going on, man? What's your brother doing?" That's how dumbfounded everybody was. Nobody knew what the situation was here. This was terrorism, but homegrown. But it's not terrorism, but it is. But it's a random attack. But it's terror. I don't even know what it was designated in the end.
You know, trying to understand or, you know, trying to make it do what we could. There's just nothing. We got nothing to give you. There's just nothing. He was just a guy.
As somebody says in the chat, here, Eric, your brother's after fucking losing the head completely. What's going on, buddy?
How is your mom coping?
She's okay. She's 90 years old, and her son just killed a bunch of people and got shot dead.
Crazy, isn't it? It is fucking crazy that he's given this interview. Like, don't talk to... They always say as well, don't talk to the cops. Definitely don't talk to the media. For fuck's sake.
Rattled, strangely enough. But she's okay. I mean,
Did you know the woman that he was
yeah,
with?
it's his girlfriend. I mean, that's why we were on the phone with cops the first thing, is to find out what happened to her. There's no, I mean, she's just a nice lady who was his girlfriend. And we're worried that she was going to get, shot up or something, because they thought something weird. But he's definitely only himself. There's no affiliations. I mean, once again, that I know of at all. I mean, there's no affiliations. There's no church. There's no religion. There's no politics. There's no anything.
There's nothing. He was just a blank slate of a man. Gambled away. He gambled and gambled every day. Maybe it was just he's no spiritually empty man. But to do that is, it's just fucking wild.
Had he had any issues with mental illness in the past?
No mental illness. No, I mean, once again, that I know of. But there's no nothing.
Nothing that would have indicated to you.
Yeah, he had
like
some
this.
allergies. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, he was just a guy.
Yeah.
He was just a guy.
Yeah.
A crazy little guy, but he was actually quite big. I think he was about 6'3".
What in the world?
I'd say he was about 6 foot.
We need to
6'3".
I'd like to know.
He looked big.
What happened? Because, like I said, it's just like an asteroid fell out of the sky. There was nothing that would say he would do this kind of thing.
Confounding to this family. And Eric, is there anything else that you would like to say that you?
I mean, once again, our condolences. I mean, could have been my kids at that show. I mean, et cetera, et cetera. I don't know what else to say.
Have you seen any of the videos? Have you?
I've been watching this stuff all morning. I mean,
how does that affect you?
My brother just killed 50 plus people. How does that affect me? I'm a little, I got this headache right now, strangely enough. I mean...
and here the edges again. I want to run and interview this man. Brother just did some stuff. And we need to find out why he did that bad stuff.
My brother just killed 50 plus people. How does that affect me? I'm a little, I got this headache right now, strangely enough. I mean...
It's a strange face, mate, but again, it's a man who's in shock. So look, we need to treat this with the reverence and dignity it deserves. This is just a media analysis moment that we're doing, It's nothing more, nothing less. We need to analyze the way in which the media descend upon the weak like vultures. But that ringtone, man, that ringtone. And that face as well. That shock. That'll happen. If you're in shock, that's the kind of stuff that goes down. So you gotta watch out. And the media don't care. They're seeing that and they're thinking, this is great TV for us.
I'm a little, I got this headache right now, strangely enough. I mean, our family's huddling together and trying to hope, we're trying to make sense of this. I mean, the first thing I did was get a hold of everybody and find out if anybody had been in contact with him or anything, but nothing. I mean, my son had texted him a couple weeks ago to tell him about he's getting married and, if he wanted to drop by for the wedding kind of thing. I mean,
how did they not silence it after the first ring? My sentiments are the same about that. They should really have just put it on silent after that first one.
When was the last time?
It'll probably happen again.
Lived in Florida. Was it recent?
It's been a year or two ago now.
Okay.
You'll find. I mean, he lived in Melbourne. He had a house there for a little while. Decided he didn't like the, too much, too much dust from the farms over in the end of Vieira. Mm-hmm. I moved him back to.
What, like a crop duster? Is he saying that he might have inhaled dust from the farm and that's led to him doing this, is it? How long have I been on there? Probably about 10 minutes. Probably about, it says 26 minutes.
Too much dust from the farms over in the end of Vieira. I moved him back to
Too much dust.
Vegas, to Mesquite.
The end of the farm, the end of the era.
I mean,
Roundup.
he
Monsanto, is it?
Del Taco. I mean, he drove down to Vegas and played video poker.
What's the context here, Kerry? Look, we're looking for context because we still haven't. Nobody has ever come up with a reasonable explanation as to why your man went and did that thing. And I wasn't going to watch it. I don't want to bring the tone down. But it also went a bit kind of like, let's have a little look here at how the media manipulates people often in their hour of need, let's just say. And they really don't care. They went after this man not once but twice in the same day. But then question marks begin to present themselves as to whether or not your man, did he want to be on the fucking camera? Because this was the first one. If this was me and this happened, I'd have gone back into the gaff then or something, and then I would have seen the video or the clip of me on TV. Maybe people would have said, "We just seen you on TV, man. Are you okay? Is everything okay?" And then I would have watched it and would have thought, "Do you know what? I shouldn't have fucking gone on TV. I'm obviously not right. Some weird shit has just gone on, and that's not good to be putting myself out there." But then he's there later on again in a different shirt. Searching for clues as well as another one.
From what you know, he was just living a normal life.
There's exactly nothing. Yeah, exactly nothing.
Yeah.
What do you do for a living?
He's retired.
What had he done before?
There's just nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all in the public record. He did stuff. He went to college. He had a job. You know, we owned some apartments. We sold some apartments. I mean, there's nothing. There was no
indication at all.
Nothing. That's what's so
bizarre. So weird.
I mean, I can't even make something up. There's nothing.
Again, yeah, we said the man is in shock. So we need to really approach this with the reverence, respect, and dignity that it deserves. I think it's still pertinent to ask questions of the media. Do you know? And this is it again later on that day in a different shirt. He appeared. As I recall, some of the moments are a bit testing, so I'll skip past them. But then there are some really bizarre, strange details as well.
The Las Vegas shooter, Stephen Paddock, spoke to reporters just moments ago in Orlando. A word of caution. We understand there is some adult language being used here. Let's listen in.
Fucked up. They should have known then when he's like this, lads. Maybe we're exploiting the fella here. Let's just, you know, he's obviously having a fucking tough one.
Someone texted me. The first thing is thank you. Whoever texted me about truck.
The mug is great. I like his cut though.
Someone texted me, I don't know who, Reuters or somebody texted me, thank you, that with an update that I didn't have because I took my mom to the doctor.
How's your mom
Supposedly I'm sorry?
doing? How's your mom doing?
She's okay. I mean, do you want that kind of background real quick about my mom? I mean, my mom was born in the Depression. She's had a tough life. Her husband was a total hole. He ran off, left her with 4 kids. She raised 4 kids on a secretary salary in the 60s and 70s. And some of us weren't real good kids. I mean, you guys are probably going to investigate me. I wasn't a wonderful human being when I was a kid. We were bad kids, okay? That's, at some level. We were troublesome kids. We grew up poor on the side of the freeway in the San Fernando Valley in California. I don't want to go too much into this, but how we were formed. We're just people. My mom has had a tough life, and here's where it goes in, where it branches into Steve.
Again with the fucking ringtones. They couldn't just silence it. And but they're making him dance on, you know, the head of a pin in front of the world media there. But also at the same time, who was advising him here? No one. He had nobody. Nobody had his back. You know, someone should have said, leave it, man, leave it, because they're only gonna fucking try and make you look foolish, you know? It needs to be on your own terms. This is the opposite of it being on your terms.
Steve made my mom wealthy. He's the one, he's the reason why he's not
Then
the only
again,
reason.
we have the Counterpoint, Eddie Hobbs Counterpoints podcast. As Mackenzie says there, to be fair, he doesn't stop talking. But he does like to keep going, you know? And a good producer or director will see that and think, we've got the content, baby. The content.
And she did this herself, a lot of it, okay? But he helped make her retirement very comfortable. You know, he's the reason she's very, very comfortable right now. She wouldn't have been as comfortable because you don't make much money as a secretary in the 70s, raising 4 kids, okay? Steve is the reason that she has substantial funds right now. And
I thought that was a tip sound then, or it's not. It's just yet again another message alert that someone's getting in the actual clip. Thank you very much there, Giller and Brian Schlug, and B. Devi. Thank you very much.
The reason that she has substantial funds right now and is comfortable.
It's really taken away from the dignity of what he has to say there by having someone with a ringtone or a message alert that goes He's talking about his mother, how hard it was bringing up him and his brother. The father left. The father was an asshole, he said.
That she has substantial funds right now and is comfortable. That's the Steve I know. Okay. Now the other thing is someone said that that Steve transferred $100,000. Woo, $100,000. We're wealthy people. $100,000 isn't that much money, and I'm sorry if that hurts people or something, but $100,000 isn't that huge amount of money. He gambled that much through a machine in hours. I mean, once again, you need to understand. That's what people need to understand, the level where some people live. I guess everybody thinks that everybody works at Taco Bell or something. Everybody doesn't work at Taco Bell.
I remember now when I first seen this, that I knew that the interview was weird, but it was this moment when he said that sort of stuff that I thought, I'm watching the rest of this, man, because who knows what he's going to fucking say next. And then it kept going.
There's wealthy people who do this. If you're going to condemn Steve for being a high-stakes gambler, the hotels are not going to be very happy with you. Go find everybody and interview them who has a card. If you're going to call Steve crazy for gambling the way he gambles, go find everybody at the hotels who have the hotels tell you, everybody who's got a gold, you know, he's got the highest level of membership card at a lot of these hotels. If these hotels say they don't know Steve, they're lying.
But would that transfer indicate some sort of forethought, you think, maybe? Or was that, did he routinely send her money?
What was he on about there?
My mom? Or Mary Ann? Mary Lou? I'm sorry. Okay. Steve took care of the people he loved. He helped make me and my family wealthy. I mean, he's the reason I was able to retire 3 years ago when I got really burnt out doing the job I did. I mean, this is the Steve we know, we knew. The people he loved, he took care of. He didn't have a lot of friends. You know, he was a private person. There's a story about that he kept his windows, his shades closed, and he didn't talk to me for the first 3 times he saw me walking in the neighborhood. Wow. That makes him really weird, doesn't it?
It was those moments as well, you know? You know, it's too much. There was too much going on, and there was nobody prompting that.
He was a private guy. That's why you can't find out anything about him. That's why there's no pictures. Is he such a weirdo because he didn't have a Facebook page and posted 50,000 damn pictures of himself every day? Who's weird?
Can you sympathize that people are maybe grasping for any sort of explanation?
I'm not.
Mental.
Believe me, I sympathize with
we're saying the same stuff about the fella who tried to shoot Trump a few years ago. The young fella had no digital footprint, apparently. Although I did see something last week. There was like a video of him just in a fucking bedroom, like lining up a shot or something. Yeah, crazy stuff.
Everybody who's grasping. Who on this planet do you think is grasping for this understanding more than me? Okay? I mean, once again, my heart goes out. My son called me today and he cried on the... He's just crushed by this. And it has nothing to do with him.
If it gets hard, I'll just put that on the screen.
He's just totally crushed by this.
It gets hard.
This is why I'm not a crying kind of guy. I'm an old school kind of guy. My wife stayed home and raised my kids. I went out and earned the money. I'm an old school kind of guy. I'm the guy who takes care of everybody else. This crying thing is not my normal gig. Okay?
Imagine if crying was your gig. Fuck that. I hope they're paying you well.
I can't
Apparently they are as well, because he said there's loads of money floating around.
even process this yet, really. I mean, it's just started. I woke up this morning crying. It's like, okay,
So this is the day after.
Today.
This is the day after. He already did one the day before. Plenty of time to digest. Sleep on it. Do you know the whole saying, let's just sleep on it. And then to wake up again and go again is that was a strange choice, I thought, you know. And for people who are trying to look at, you know, this whole crime and tragedy from the outset, the outskirts, trying to put the pieces together in our mind, you know, it makes for an interesting situation.
He gambled for 20 plus years successfully. It's like a job to him. He did it mathematically. He did it because it was a way to have a fun life and he didn't go poor doing it. Now that may have changed. I don't know. The hotels know. They know whether he lost money or something because he never would have gambled for a second without putting the card in. Because you don't get your points and stuff. If you don't have your card in the machine, you don't get your comps.
But still no clue as to why he would do something
No
like this.
clue whatsoever. Here's the clue for the day. Someone says he transferred $100,000 to the Philippines. Mary Lou is, they say she's Australian, I guess, but I mean, at the base, she's Filipino, I believe. She's Filipino. I think because she might have, but she has a lot of relatives. They've been to the Philippines multiple times. She has relatives. She went there to visit her family, and he went there and surprised her by showing up there. He loved Mary. He loved/loves Mary Lou, even if they broke up for some reason or something. We find out, and that I don't know. Would he have told me that? Maybe not. Yeah.
I saw it, Verds. I'm not going in for it because it's just not that kind of stream right now. We need to be respectful.
That kind of thing. That's they make jokes about the guys on the golf course who, golf for 3 hours, and the wife asks him afterwards, oh, what's happening with his wife? He didn't talk about his wife. These are people who meet on the golf course every week. Okay, so, and people joked at me about that I didn't know whether Steve was married or not. Steve did anything he wanted to do whenever he wanted to do it. He was an independently wealthy, no ties attached.
And that's the problem. That's the problem at the end of the day.
Guy. If he wanted to get on a plane and go to Japan and have sushi tomorrow, he did that. Now,
wow.
He probably
it's a long journey. It's a long way to go for sushi, but if he did do that, just goes to show you that's the kind of mind that we were dealing with here.
Tried to get the casino to pay for it by saying he was going to go to a casino there or something, but this will all come out if the casinos aren't lying. They comped him. He got lots of money in comps. to have him gamble with them, they would comp him for lots, okay? So the $100,000 for Mary Lou, and it's what I sent back, I mean, I'll just try to say what I said before. That's the Steve I know. That's something that makes sense. Steve would have wanted to take care of Mary Lou. Now this
Crack with you says people will say all sorts of stuff to try to explain a loved one who does mad shit. It's true. It's blood is thicker than water. It's instinct, isn't it? To keep your family close, keep them safe, no matter what.
is I may be wrong for the day because I haven't talked to Mary Lou. We're not gonna chase her. I mean, when she wants, if and when she wants to talk to us, we're here. But I mean, I don't know what the situation is because maybe Steve wouldn't have told me if they broke up because that's just the kind of, and for Steve, breaking up is a fungible thing because he still knows and hangs out with occasionally and talks to and, you know, that kind of stuff.
So it's mad, isn't it, that they got him to just speak all this information, which I don't know, like, you know, it's they really latched on to the fact that he was a talker and thought, you know what? Yeah, we got him there earlier on. I reckon if we wait here tonight and then tomorrow when he is up tomorrow, I bet you he'll fucking go again. And we'll bring a better camera with us this time. And we'll make sure we'll be able to syndicate this one the whole world over.
People, there's no, I mean, it's not like he hates them when he breaks up with them kind of thing. I mean, from the experience.
Eric, given what you know about your brother, what are the types of clues that you think will...
You know what? Just this kind of crack, like some fucking clim pipe with a phone in front of you, the barrier between the interviewer and the interviewee. You know when someone's interviewing you like this with an iPhone, it's not legit, man. You need to be in a studio. You need to have, you know, contracts signed. You want a handler, all that business. You don't just throw yourselves to the fucking wolves. Right here.
Reveal why he did this.
There are no types of clues. That's the problem. The clue that reveals Steve is that he transferred $100,000 to the Philippines to take care of Mary Lou. And you guys think he's an evil genius. How can you not think that it's very easy that he manipulated Mary Lou? Mary Lou's a smart lady, I'm not saying, but he could have the reason they found this stuff in the Mesquite house, he could have very easily not gone. He had multiple houses and a bunch of the hotels.
Wow.
Not any hotel, but many of the hotels. He walks in and
a bunch of the hotels. Interesting video suggestions down here as well. Dangers of pathological gambling. And then, I don't know how this is related to it, but Nazis versus Freemasons. Looting of the lodges. Why were the Nazis obsessed with Freemasons? I don't know. But that video there has 3.6 million views and attempts to maybe engage with those questions.
And says, give me a room. They give him a room for a week.
Do you feel manipulated? Do you feel...
What, right now, by the press manipulating him into fucking asking questions? Such gaslighting cunts, like. And look at the reaction. They love this. They knew that he was going to bring the fire. And it's this sort of body language that they wanted as well, because it reads really well on camera for, you know, people at home sat on their, you know, watching the news, wanting to fucking just see something cool and unusual, rather than the last bunch of headlines that have already been seen a few times on rolling news. They were given a gold mine with this book.
Do you feel by Steve? Do you feel
Not in any way, shape, or form, because once again, the Steve I knew.
Yeah.
Here, okay, Steve's manipulation. It was fun to hang out with Steve because he was a rich guy who hung out in the hotels. Okay? I told this story already.
What did the guy say? The reporter asked him, do you feel like you've been manipulated?
I drove out to pick my son up to bring him back here. We came back through Vegas to see Steve because I want my kids occasionally to see their uncle, you know, but we live on different coasts than that. So when we're in the vicinity, we try to see him. I mean, I would have seen him more recently this year. We were out in the motorhome in Yellowstone, but we were gonna go by Reno and see him, but we didn't make it because it snowed on us and da-da-da-da-da-da. So I didn't see him. But with my son, we stopped. We ate in one of the best, in the Fusion restaurant. I highly recommend the Fusion restaurant. I can't think of the name, but the Fusion restaurant at the Wynn. We ate thousands of dollars of sushi, comped. You know, you can find the date because when they look at Steve's records, his credit card paid for the tip, and that's it.
The details are insane.
And we ate thousands of dollars of sushi.
Wow.
So it was fun
It
to
was
be
fun.
with Steve. If
Richie,
you were Steve's
thank you
friend,
very much, sir. Have a wonderful
would spend
evening.
money
sir.
on you.
But did he have a lot of friends?
We'll get on to some more normal stuff after this. So just want to quickly again, it's good to have a refresher on how, you know, if a situation was to ever occur where somebody close to you had done something, never ever agree to a doorstep press gaggle outside your house. It's not going to go well.
No, that's once again, that's
But
where
I think the media over here maybe would be a little bit more tasteful and maybe gentlemanly about it. They wouldn't do it. Could be wrong, I don't know. It's just in the States, it's a whole new ball game.
we're getting to with Mary Lou. That's why that makes sense. I mean, as what must be that Steve was cratering into this hell, that he wanted to take care of Mary Lou. He sent some money where it's available to her. I don't know if they can claw it back or da-da-da. Maybe he, I mean...
For QS, do you think he ever watches this back and has a good laugh about it?
Hot dogs. Get them while you can.
You would have to think...
Today's the last
realistically
day for Tom's
not.
hot dogs.
Realistically not. But the chance is still there for him to have a laugh about it.
He probably sent it.
You know, in the future, like, you know, we had a few drinks and then you watch it back and like, I can't believe I fucking said that for half an hour. Thank you very much there, Richie and Miss Soj. Sahomo, thank you very much.
Bank where it got turned into cash in the Philippines or something and was withdrawn or something because he probably was. Steve, if you want to think Steve's an evil genius, how can you not think it was easy enough for him to come up with a scheme to take the money and have it available for Mary Lou in a place where she would be safer to be? He wanted her, and this is today's thing I might be wrong about. He manipulated her to be completely as far away from this and safe when he did this. Because maybe if he wanted to, he wanted to make sure she had money. She wanted to make sure the same exact thing, the first thing that came to my mind was that she didn't get shot because she was walking through the hotel when the cops came in and her picture started flashing or something.
It must feel so ironic that he would take such great care of her, yet
No.
Who's this guy, look, trying to play the empath card? Must feel so ironic that, oh, no.
When the cops came in and her picture started flashing or something.
It must feel so ironic that he would take such great care of her, yet so disregard for others.
Ironic.
He's kind of like Matt Damon-esque. Dexter, the series about the serial killer who kills other serial killers, or that fella who was in Breaking Bad, the one with the who shot the kid.
Of her, yet
Jesse Plemons.
So disregard for others.
Ironic, yes. I guess that's not exactly, I don't know a better word for it, but yes, but the people he loved.
Steve, somebody else says Steve Staunton. Somebody else says Donald Wrestler. Don't even know who that is. Another person says Clem Lemons. Steve Hansen. What's that sound effect? I don't know. It's a generic sound on the soundboard. I don't know where it's from.
No,
so disregard for others.
Ironic, yes. I guess that's not exactly, I don't know a better word for it, but yes, but the people he loved, he took care of, and as he was descending into hell,
What?
He wanted to try to take care of her.
Is that why this is so hard to wrap your head around?
That's exactly.
Is this why it's so hard to wrap your head around?
The Steve I know, this is like he knew he had brain cancer and
I
was
love the
gonna
way
die
that
in
they've
6
just
months.
gone into the fucking cup and the hand like that to illustrate his body language. Thank you very much, Sir Steve.
He's not the...
Who says Freemasons versus Nazis is the Anthony Joshua versus Jake Paul undercard. And that's going to be an interesting fight to witness at some stage. If and when it occurs, and it will occur. It will occur.
kind of guy who would have gone into the hospital for treatment. He would have died. Now, how this, I mean, once again, how this happened, that what he did, but he would have taken care of Mary Lou because he took care of the people who he was friends with, who he was with. And, you know, if you think he's such an evil genius, how could he not just manipulate?
Who's saying that he's an evil genius? Bucking of Baghdad, thank you very much.
Because they stopped in Reno, and then she flew down to see her parents or her kid or something, and he flew over here, and I mean, him getting on a plane and flying somewhere is like you going to Publix. I mean, it's something he just does every week.
You used the phrase evil genius. Do you think that he was?
I'm sorry. I mean, that's the thing I shouldn't have said. But that's what people are. I mean, that he's this, you know. But he's a highly intelligent. I mean, there's absolutely no. And this is the other part that I want to stress with this. That I mean, it doesn't matter that they won't chase people, but people are saying, "Oh, he must have had help." Steve had no help. Steve didn't take help. It did not take a village for Steve. Steve was an I'm sorry. Please don't. I'm using a colloquial. I was about to use a colloquial term that would besmudge one of the armed forces. Steve was a standalone guy. Okay? Steve.
Sorry there. I know I said that we need to treat this with the respect and dignity it deserves. I think we need to move away because I'm getting fucking laughed out here. Brap Zanigan, thank you very much. This guy is in shock. This guy is in fucking shock. And the media are cons for fucking exploiting that. Thank you very much, Brap Zanigan and Bucking.
If you wanted to hang out with Steve, you hung out with Steve, but you had to understand Steve was a little quirky. Here's the story. You know, here's how Steve is. I would go, you know, when I was flying or whatever, if he was in town and I happened to be flying over, I'd stop in where, you know, we'd go to the hotel and stay at the hotel for a couple days or something and sit under the cabana or something like that. But with Steve, it was like he'd spend, you know, I'd get to be partake of a bunch of thousands of dollars of comps on the hotel, but Steve would say, "Oh,
do you know what? It was like when the event happened, it was so insane to comprehend anyway. And then when this video came out the day after, it just made it as if it couldn't get any more insane. It got well more insane. And I don't think it's ever not been insane. Nobody has ever gone, do you know what? That stuff that happened there, I'll tell you what happened. I'll tell you what went wrong and why X, Y, Z. It's just never come out, so all we're left with is these breadcrumbs. Thank you very much. They're stand-alone. Steve, so he was going to say he's a stand-up guy, but then he said he's a stand-alone guy, which made sense because he was a lone wolf in the actual event. It happened as well.
Can you go get me a sandwich?" Well, of course. But Steve would say, "Oh, can you go get me a sandwich?" Well, of course. I knew. I mean, someone might not understand that, you know, that's the cost of being with Steve, is that you would go get him a sandwich if you needed a sandwich. Because Steve didn't want to, you know, this.
I wouldn't like that as my brother. If my brother was just like, "Go and get me a fucking sandwich," like just out of nowhere, like you're enjoying thousands of dollars worth of fucking food and you're stuffing your face and being like, yeah, go get me a fucking sandwich now. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't like it. But he seems to be been okay with it. But maybe they should have pulled him up on that and said, Steve, you can't be like that to people, buddy. That's not right. It's not the way the world is meant to be. You need to have respect.
Nonsense about how did he get the guns into the... You take $100 bill and you hand... Oh, I'm sorry. You take $100 bill and you hand it to the bell cap.
I'm sorry. Go get me a kebab. Go and get me a roll. Thank you. Great rain. Thank you very much. He clicked at the microphone there and apologized. So he's got...
You know, this nonsense about how did he get the guns into the... You take $100 bill and you hand...
Look at this. The title. You knew they loved this in the studio, look. Okay, we need to get a new strand up. Gunman's brother, Steve, was a little quirky.
I'm sorry. You take $100 bill and you hand it to the bell cap and they go, oh, Mr. Paddock, oh, hi. Oh, you got a couple...
The bell cap. Blame it on the bellboy. Why
don't you? Today? Okay, we'll take those up.
And that's exactly what happened. He'd be tipping the bellboy, and the bellboy would bring up bag after bag after bag. These bags are really heavy, Mr. Steve. And that's what was in them, was the fucking guns, like.
I mean, there's no magic there.
You never knew him to be an angry person.
If you're gonna call him crazy, if we were gonna call him crazy because he's an angry person, then you had better call everybody on the news from 4 o'clock to 12 o'clock at night a crazy person. Okay, that's the end of the day. Was he an angel? Of course he wasn't an angel. Did he about people who annoyed the crap out of him? Of course he did. Well,
But I'm not talking about that. I mean, I
find me anything, anywhere. People who have no reason to tell you that he was a nice guy.
Just interesting to get a look at the setup. Like the gaggle there. They're well set up. They knew what they were going to get. They brought tripods.
You find me...
There's like 20 people there, you know?
Anything...
Size of the fucking camera units.
Anywhere.
And then they're getting his number plate in and everything. I mean, would you want the whole world to see your fucking number plate and your gaff and all that? I suppose he doesn't care. I suppose it was a case of, I just best just go out there and show people that, look, nothing to hide here. Steve went crazy, but everything else is sound.
People who have no reason to tell you that he was a nice guy. People who used to pay him rent. I mean, the story about our apartments that we have. The guy says, "Oh, and by the way, you know, the place sucked when we bought it. We fixed it up and made a nice place for these people to live."
Seems to know his way around the block. How about you? Thank you very much, sir. Have you ever seen Tommy playing DayZ? I fucking haven't. I haven't, but there's a few people telling me that, you know, they're saying, will he not play it again? And, you know, I'd say he will be on at some stage in the not too distant. Thank you very much, David Sheridan.
And Steve gave him cheap rent because we wanted happy people, nice people in our apartments. He said, yeah, he had a quirky sense of humor. Well, what the hell's a quirky sense of humor? People watch movies where they butcher little kids. What the hell are you? This is why everybody, and here's my diatribe for the day. This is what everybody's so scared about right now. When Steve can do this, we are in deep shit.
In fairness, that's true.
There's just nothing there.
There's just nothing there. There's just an empty, spiritualist, empty shell of a man. And then the ability to go and acquire truckloads of fucking ammo and guns and then let rip. So it could have. I'm surprised it hasn't happened again. You know, there's been mass shootings, of course, but not as fucking calculated and devastating as that one, I don't think.
Find me where someone who's like Steve does this. I hope the hell they find when they do the autopsy that there's a tumor in his head or something. Because if they don't, we're all in trouble. Because Steve was just, Steve's dead. You can't say anything bad about him anymore because who cares? Say whatever you want about him. It's not gonna hurt me. Something horrible happened to my brother. And whatever happened to him in his head that made him go over the edge like this, you don't, when the lights go out at night and you lay your head on your pillow.
He's serious here. Kieran says Benjamin Hoskins Paddock Jr. was an American bank robber and conman who was on the FBI 10 Most Wanted Futures list from 1969 to 1977. He was also the father of Stephen Paddock. Benjamin Hoskins Paddock Jr.
This is you and me. Come on, guys. This is what everybody's so scared about right now.
Is an autopsy being done?
I sure hope so, but we have no control. Someone asked me about, do I know what they're... my mom...
I missed that. I missed something there.
Come on, guys. This is what everybody's so scared about right now.
Is an autopsy being done?
I sure hope so, but we have no control. Someone asked me about, do I know what they're... my mom wants her son's ashes. I don't have any idea how to... Nobody's contacted me. Who knows what they do? Are we going to have a...
Fucking mental.
Are we going to have a funeral? Steve wasn't into funerals. Steve was into being alive today. If you wanted to have a party, go hang out while people are alive. That was how Steve lived. Funerals weren't...
You've been able to speak with us so much, and you've been so good about talking to us. How have you been able to keep such a level head throughout all this? I know you said you had a stressful job, but
because I'm an old-fashioned guy. My life has been... I'm going to say my life hasn't been wonderful. And then some poor guy who's, got cancer and his mom, blah, 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 someone's got a worse life than me. I have lived, and I don't want to talk about me because and this is what sucks. I'm going to use the same terms. I'm just a guy. Here's Eric Paddock. I was the youngest son. I grew up with a single mom. Steve was like the dad surgeon. He took me camping.
Sorry there. We'll just do this. If it gets a little bit too much, I'll put the man-in on the screen there.
I had a tough time. I did dumb stuff when I was a teenager. Okay? I have no criminal...
You ask yourself, why, you love, Vegas and the gaming life, and why would he choose a casino to... not that you know, but if you asked yourself why he would take a thing he loved so much...
Well, of course, absolutely. It's not that Steve didn't love it. It was a job. I did a job for 30 years that I wasn't all that crazy about, but I made a lot of money.
Oof.
Okay? I didn't love my job. I pretty much hated my job, but I made a lot of money. I created 4 children successfully. I have a house. I have a retirement. I get to go drive around in my cheap little motorhome now.
Sounds nice.
It's not... Steve didn't love the casino. The casino was a means to an end.
What would you say?
The casino to him was like a job. It was like a job at Toyota in Japan, where you live in the Toyota apartments across the street, and then you go to the Toyota factory to work. That's what that's all the casino was to him. It was a place where you lived and they were nice to you, and you could get it paid for by playing slots.
What would you say to families who are trying to...
Did you really make a living fucking gambling in a casino? Did you really make a living out of it, like? Do you know they always say the house always wins? Do you know? I know there are people who do, but it can't be like a load of people. It must just only be a select amount.
I'm saying, I'm crying. You say, how am I holding up? I woke up, and once again, I'm not a crying kind of guy. I'm the guy who helps everybody else.
Yeah, because the casino's not going to be like, oh man, he's going to be back again. The guy who keeps winning. Oh, let's give him lots of free stuff. We'll give him the rooms. We'll comp the sushi, all that. We're losing money because of this cunt. Yeah, give him everything. Let's have him in our manifold here. Doesn't make sense that they were so kind to this guy unless he was making them more money by losing money.
That's my neighbor, the lady who pulled in. I helped her husband pull a tree off his house and stand up his... I'm the kind of guy who goes around and helps. I'm just that... I mean, sorry, I'm just that kind of guy. I'm extremely lucky in life. You know? But I worked for it a lot. I mean, go find my history. I worked 1 billion hours and was not home with my family and et cetera, et cetera. But I'm not guilty for being successful. No, but for all the rest of the people, here, I mean, once again, please.
What you'd say to the families of the victims who are trying
to
understand, to get insight.
Think about Steve. However you have to think about Steve. Here's my statement. If we have to have a funeral for Steve, here's how pragmatic. This is how pragmatic I am. If having a funeral for Steve and letting all these people come and spit on his grave will make them feel better in any way, shape, or form. I'm using the far end here. Come on, guys, give me a little stretch here.
What the fuck? I wonder, did they have a funeral in the end, or was it a cremation job? I'd rather be cremated if I had done that. But I mean, obviously, if you'd done it, you wouldn't have any say in it. But I would have left a note.
Having a funeral for Steve would help anybody. I will do whatever is possible. I mean, my heart is torn, is destroyed for all these people. But I can't tell you why Steve did what he did. It's so far over the side of the cliff from Steve that I knew. Did he grouse about people? Yes. If you went into,
grouse.
You guys, come on. If you go in, do any of you guys ever gamble at all? When you gamble and you win, you're all happy. It doesn't matter if you're up $500. When you lose, you're not happy. So, you're unhappy that you lost because you think you lost. But that's not, Steve didn't gamble that way. Steve gambled as a job.
Eric, what's the status of the FBI and your
For
family?
fuck's sake, who's this? A new contender enters the scene, look. Eric, what's the status of the FBI here? Another fucking Luderman with their iPhone out, gawping, making stupid gesticulations like this. But it's open season. Even the shittest reporters are able to get a few digs in. By digs, I mean questions. And this fella is more than happy to fucking elaborate and over-elaborate on everything.
Eric, what's the status of the FBI and your family?
They haven't talked to me at all. I know nothing from them. I have to find out stuff about that.
I thought you were working with federal investigators.
I was, yeah.
These are just his neighbors having a nose, says Twitch. As if to the idea that all these reporters have already asked enough questions. They don't have any more questions to ask. And then a neighbor from across the road just comes over and says, Steve, what's going on, buddy? I mean, even though his name's not Steve, what's happening, man? What's happening with the FBI?
Gamble that way. Steve gambled as a job.
Eric, what's the status of the FBI
That's his neighbor.
and your family?
They haven't talked to me at all. I know nothing from them. I have to find out stuff about that from.
You were working with federal investigators.
I was yesterday.
Oh, today.
Nobody has I found out about this $100,000 on the web. Somebody texted me. If it's true, I'm sorry if it's not true. But once again, here I can talk to that because it fits exactly into what I would expect from Steve. That he took care of Mary Lou.
Another world beater of a Strand back in the studio. They are loving this guy. They can obviously see these are people who have degrees, jobs, high level positions. They have backgrounds where they're able to ascertain whether or not somebody is a reliable source or in shock or anything like that. They know that he's not really fucking right to do this, but they're getting some real fireworks strands out of it. I'd let people spit on his grave if it had helped.
I'm the fact that he took care of Mary Lou and then killed all these people. There's just no connection there for me. I don't understand how Steve got to that point. That's why, I mean, once again, and maybe we'll never know, I don't know, but I'm praying. I mean, and even, so he lost $4 million, so Mary Lou broke up with him. That's not even, that wouldn't even do it for Steve, because he'd go on. We've had setbacks, and we're in the real estate business in LA, back when the bottom fell out of it. We almost lost all of our savings. We just went on. I mean, we're pragmatic people. We keep going. That's why this not keeping going.
It's like he doesn't really care really much about distancing himself from the brother at this stage. But again, it's only hours after the event, so the shock is still there. It's kind of him just going, it's who we are, man. This is who we are, okay? It's the type of people we are.
There was something that happened to Steve that I'm not even trying to excuse anything, but something happened that drove him into the pit of hell. And
is that an insect in Florida? Is that the cicada? Fucking loud, isn't it?
He did this, but
You're hoping that there's some autopsy will reveal something to explain.
I'm praying for at least some data points, because otherwise it's the bug in Men in Black put on a Steve suit and went.
It's another neighbor with a drone this time. I don't think drones had gotten that popular. Well, actually they had. Obviously not as much as now.
Did this? I mean, there's no other rationalization. I mean, he didn't plan this for 35 years. He didn't plan this for 35 years. This happened to my brother. Whatever caused him to do this happened in a very...
It would have had to have been planned for quite some time though, you know? Which is fucking weird enough. To have gone through with it.
I don't know what a very short time period is to you, but this happened over the course of months. It happened over the course of months. And here's what I say to the people. I mean, if they're trying to understand Steve, maybe no one will ever understand Steve. But, this is what I'll carry for the rest of my life. Had I called him back instead of texting, would I have heard something in his voice? Would he have given up something? Would he have? I don't know. I can't say. That's what I'm going to carry for the rest of my life, that maybe I could have intervened, but I don't. That's pure conjecture. For the people who have been affected by this, if there was anything I could do to make this better, if there was anything I could do to make this better, I would do it. I mean, nobody wants to hear this, but I'm as touched by this. My brother's dead, who wasn't this guy who did this. He's dead. And I liked my brother. He was a good guy. I know this is, nobody wants to hear this, but damn. If you knew Steve, once again, people 20 years ago who have no reason to say anything nice about him or anything. If you knew Steve, once again, people 20 years ago who have no reason to say anything nice about him or anything, or say nice things about him, people who don't even know him hardly. This is a horror, just a horror story in every possible way. It's the bad twist at the end of a good movie, at the end of a good movie or something. It's how in the hell did this happen?
I was going well. The movie was going great until that twist.
What facts do you know about the last weeks or months of Stephen's life? What do you know anything, or is it just blank?
I don't know anything exactly specific about the last month of Steve's life.
I'd love to hear this guy's take on anything. Do you know, at this stage, if they started asking him about the weather or what he had for breakfast, I would be glued to the scene.
Except that he called my mom and talked to her. And I don't even know if specifically he had multiple residents and he stayed in hotels. I don't even know necessarily where he called from because I don't ask those things.
You don't know how long Mary Lou had been in the Philippines either,
No.
right? Yeah.
But here's Eric's, here's another Eric's conjecture for the day. What they normally did, they drove into Vegas and they stayed at the hotel for a night, had dinner, relaxed, etc. And then they flew out to go on a cruise, or she flew out to go to see her daughter, or to see her relatives overseas, or she went off to do something. He usually sat around the casino and gambled, because that's kind of what he did.
Yesterday you were wondering about where he got the automatic weapons. It's come out that he purchased 2 bump stocks, which are things that
Those aren't. Those are things that you add to a gun that only make 2, sort of semi-automatic weapons, sort of automatic. I mean, I don't know. They showed pictures of guns. If he had that many guns, did he have real? Once again, this is who knows. Did he have fully automatic weapons? I don't know this anymore. The feds aren't telling me anything. So the pictures what you're hearing from the feds is more than they're telling me. Because of course they don't want to tell me anything because in case I'm lying to them or something.
What do you think of him making that purchase?
That he bought the stuff to make it automatic? Well, of course. He probably. Again, do you want to understand, Steve?
Yeah, that's why we're all here.
Okay. Steve?
Fucking reporter just goes, yeah, that's why we're all here. And he's saying it as if we're gonna really actually understand Steve now. He's gonna give the definitive answer, and he'll be like, "Oh, right, now I get who this Steve guy is." He's gonna say something really fucking like he liked to have marmalade on his toast on the morning, okay, and that's who Steve was, and it'll make no sense.
Again, do you want to understand, Steve?
Yeah, that's why we're all here.
Okay, Steve bought those bump stock things. Were they attached to guns when they found them?
All I know is they were
Okay, find out if they were attached to guns. He may have had them in the bag because he tried them
The
and
Riddler.
didn't like them.
The
Have
Riddler.
any of you ever fired an automatic weapon?
Sorry, it's just like he knows his guns. He knows he's talking to a load of fucking reporters who've never shot one before.
And didn't like them. Have any of you ever
Like in the wake of a tragedy like that, kind of being the authority on guns, and I'd have just avoided the gun chat. I would have just kind of played it down and been like, I don't know anything. Look, that's for the police. They'll find that out. I'm sure the police are going to investigate. But here he is like, have you ever fired a gun? Do you know what that's like?
fired an automatic weapon? It's not fun. You can go do it for, you give them some money and they'll let you go shoot a machine gun in Las Vegas.
Will smother you.
Okay?
Your rhetoric will smother you. Thank you very much. He's just a guy standing in front of some cameras asking them to love his insane brother. Thank you very much there, and Alex as well. I'll move off of this, move away from this as soon as I can. It's just captivating.
Fun? I mean, you have to be a little weird because it beats the crap out of you. And Steve was beat up and a little, he had his knees were sore and he'd fallen in the casino and his leg hurt and all this stuff. So he wasn't gonna hold, they said, how did Steve get the stuff up to the room? Steve didn't get the stuff up to the room. He gave a kid $100 and the kid brought it up on a little gold trolley. Steve didn't carry anything up to the room.
Was it gold? Or was it just kind of gold colored?
Okay. And if the pictures show up showing me wrong there, then it's, I'll be a little surprised. Because Steve didn't carry stuff.
Did you boys grow up around guns?
Who?
You and your brother?
Not in any way, shape, or form. Until we were late teenage did we ever... My mom's not into guns at all. Her husband went to jail for robbing banks with a machine gun. My mom is not into guns for some reason. But, Steve would have taken that silly bump stock thing, whatever it is.
Silly little bump stock thing. It was a silly little thing. Okay, it was just it was a stupid little thing. Let's forget about that bump
and
stop.
tried it. But if you have to hold the gun, I mean, they're saying he had tripods. That would be exactly what Steve would do.
He's a tripod kind of guy.
Can't hold a machine gun and shoot. You're not going to. A normal person is not going to hold a machine gun and shoot 100 rounds out of it. It'd rip your shoulder off. If you've ever shot a real rifle, you don't pull the trigger on a 223 a bunch of times. I mean, I have a fake shoulder, but it's not because of guns. But I could not even shoot a 223 if I wanted.
What? A fake shoulder?
You don't pull the trigger on a 223 a bunch of times. I mean, I have a fake shoulder, but it's not because of guns. But I could not even shoot a 223 if I wanted to anymore. So, and I don't own one.
This just gets fucking stranger.
I don't own
and stranger the more it goes on.
You know, a semi-automatic. Well, I do.
Imagine if the fucking next strand was brother of Vegas shooter ... I have a fake shoulder. But it's getting to the end now, so they probably won't give us another strand. But he comes back, he dials back on what he's just said there.
But I could not even shoot a 223 if I wanted to anymore. So, and I don't own one. I don't own a semi-automatic. Well, I do. I own it.
I don't own one. I don't own a semi-automatic. Well, I do. Well, I do. I do.
20. I don't own one. I don't own a
Thank you very much, crazy little guy. And Big Ange, it's just the way we do things, mate. It's who we are, mate. It's who we are. Christian Irwin, thank you very much. And sensual piece of pudding.
I own a 22 caliber little semi-automatic rifle.
22 caliber semi-automatic rifle, like the Ruger from DayZ.
I taught my children how to shoot little targets at the range. But you don't shoot an automatic weapon. That is Steve. Steve said, I mean, this is why, like I said, it's the insanity of it. When Steve decided to do this, he still had his thinking brain on because he did all this stuff. He procured this stuff. He would get a tripod to put the damn gun on because then you can easily fire the gun. That makes sense. I mean, these are just logical things. This is no great leap.
Do you have a relationship with Mary Liz, like where they met, what they were like together?
He met her. She was the host. Someone refreshed my memory. She was a hostess.
Look at this fella here. He's in fucking auto mode, autopilot. Just leaning on the side of the car, scrolling the phone. He's given up fucking thinking about what to ask. He's just scrolling shit on the phone now. And the jeans are there as well. Whoop. Thank you very much, B. Devi.
At the Atlantis. Steve was a big fish at the Atlantis in Reno.
Big fish at the Atlantis.
Was a hostess at the Atlantis. Steve was a big fish at the Atlantis in Reno.
When you think about chat
topics on the net, you're thinking what?
Aliens, UFOs, sci-fi, a little bit of sex, but
you don't tend to think about the padded community. Thank you very much there, Omar. Enjoying the media analysis of this. Never seen it before, and it is bizarre.
Steve's this big.
Don't know how you've not seen this.
He's this tiny thing. He loved her. I mean.
Look at that, look. Yeah, we're getting the great angle. We're seeing him. Yeah, he's torn apart. Yeah, he shouldn't be on TV yet. That's good. The framing is great. Yeah, you can really see that he's struggling here. Yeah, it's a great shot, guys. Great shot.
I mean, he doted on her. I mean, it's like I said. But you're not going to, maybe she has pictures of this, maybe her side of the family or the kids took pictures of this, but you don't, once again.
Thank you very much.
We're getting our first reaction from the family of the Las Vegas shooter. This is the brother.
Even, I've never seen it before where they've actually had to fucking just cut away from something. They were getting gold and then they've cut away back to the studio, have they?
Game Boy.
Thank you very much there. Wanty, who says he was a motivator. Buy yourself some sweets. Thank you very much, Vegan Muslim Man and Omar and B. Devi. We'll move on from this.
Of the Las Vegas shooter, who clearly is still processing the actions of his brother, that he was behind the worst shoot.
Doesn't he look like not Jesse Plemons or Matt Damon anymore, but he's more like that Chris Hansen from To Catch a Predator. Maybe there's something in that. Ham Spray, thank you very much. How the hell did you end up on this? I just wanted to look at the way the news would they don't care whether or not someone's in a bad state. And also see the bizarre shit he was saying as well, and whether or not it lit any more flames or sparks about what happened, because I thought about that tragedy that had occurred and how there was bizarrely no information, much like the attempt on the hit of Donald Trump, where they're like, the killer had no digital footprint at all. He was a ghost. The guy was a ghost. I know this guy wasn't a ghost, but just mad to think how it all happened. And then this guy voluntarily gave loads of information away. And it starts off, it's a real fucking roller coaster, because you start off feeling bad and sorry for him, and then you're enveloped in his story, and you're like, where's he gonna go? Like, what's he gonna say next, man? He's on about fucking eating thousands of dollars of sushi, being told to go off and get a sandwich, or just like, all sorts of crazy little details.
Shooting in recent U.S. history. We are learning that, according to the brother, he was highly intelligent, highly successful, and very generous to his friends and family, and that he came from a family of 4. His mother was a secretary, and his father had left the kids alone.
And there you go. That, as they say, is that. We won't go on to why Nazis were obsessed with Freemasons. We won't go into the dangers of pathological gambling, mental health, and personality. We will not click on the Anders Breivik video that they've made. Killing Spree HD True Lives. Killing Spree HD True Lives. Good luck. And we will then twist and turn and pivot, as they say nowadays, back to the cozy confines of the Computer Chronicles. The man, the myth, the legend, Stuart. Almost feels like it's not right to go from something like this into, but again, it was just an interview, okay? It wasn't like actual Killing Spree HD True Lives, So without further ado, I have for you, and myself as well, let's just say, it's an indulgence. It's the beauty, it's the majesty, it's the motion, it's the man, the myth, the legend, Stu, Baby Shafee, coming right up thick and fast.
Twisted! Dispatches unwraps the story by...
people getting undressed, on the bathroom.
Twisted! Dispatches investigates Monday at 8 on 4.
Thank you.
Paul Schindler.
A Dispatches undercover investigation.
Monday at 8 on 4.
Paul Schindler. Is Chip your real name, by the way, or is that a persona for the website?
No, now it's my real name.
Now
It was originally a nickname that got added to my name legally.
All right. A lot of the sites have a sort of sexual connotation of take your clothes off, Chip.
Sure.
Housewife Cam. Is there a kind of sexual connotation to it? I mean, you're a very attractive woman, a good-looking lady who walks around sometimes with not too much clothes on. There's shots of you there sort of topless at the keyboard or hanging around in, small clothing.
Additional funding is provided by the Software Publishers Association, providers of educational materials to help manage software.
Welcome,
Paul Schindler.
Today, I'm Paul Schindler.
Here we go, teacher, or computer.
associates, stand by. 98 is about to launch.
That's 32, not Fat 32. And it would have been great to have just gone straight, sieged into an episode there. But I'm not sure which one to go into. I just like the looks of some of the still frames from the intro bits of the episodes here. Thank you very much, Dara Darmody. Added a What's New section to the website. Beautiful stuff. Let's check that out. What's New section. What's new, pussycat? Whoa, 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 whoa. What's new? Wow. And that is... This is a development right here. This is a progression. And it's unbelievable work which has gone into it yet again here from Dara. Now you can add any YouTube link as background music. That's fantastic. Unbelievable stuff. If you hold down timestamp keys, the video will pause when you release the key. Tapping the key still works as before. Thanks to Jacksonville for the contribution. Chris D, thank you very, very much. Mary Lou's Toy Boy, thank you very much. Remember fucking Jeremy Kyle the other day going, "Is that a toy boy? You got a toy boy?" Completely inappropriate and bizarre. Video timestamps now save permanently only if you're logged in. I think I'm logged in. And, you know, I'm just trusting you, Dara. I really am trusting you. I log into your site. You probably can see whenever I'm logged in and what I'm doing. You can probably see where I'm logged in from. You probably know what browser I'm using. You probably know who I am. You know a lot of information. But I'm just... I think you must be sound because you're doing all this good stuff. You must be sound. You're doing all this good stuff, so you must be sound. And I mean, if I was to fall victim to some sort of cyber hack or attack, I wouldn't think of you. I really wouldn't think of you because it's so good. And it's like so... It's obviously someone who loves the Computer Chronicles and watching that sort of stuff. So, fair fucking play. What's this? Background music times 1000. Okay, that's great stuff. Video timestamps can now have names so you can keep track of your many samples. Beautiful stuff. Right, let's just go straight for it here. I've Net Cafe Webby Awards ready to go. What was the other one now? There was another one there I had. Amiga or something. The new Amigas. Now, if I've seen this one, we're going to have to fucking turn it off, right? Maybe we have seen it. It doesn't say watched on this list, but we watched a ton of them before we'd even got to the website, so... It's crazy. It's crazy. It's 1988. It's not going to have the high-paced pizzazz of the late 90s, but there's a heart to the 80s. There's something, there's something in it. And if it's Amiga, then probably we're going to see some games and game graphics of the time, of the day. There's a warm glow.
Welcome to the Computer Chronicles.
A computer...
What the fuck? Perfect stuff. Have we seen this? Because I remember... Oh, the light keeps going off. Have we seen this one here? Quasi-quarting.
Twisted.
It's your man, none other than Stephen Hawking on the Computer Chronicles. He does the intro. Thank you very much there, Owen Murphy. Get serious now, Francis. Could Dara, the host of the website, be Demon Gary Neville? Biding his time before he hacks you down in the box. Hack job. I don't know about that. Look, I was only joking when I said that. He's obviously not. He's a good guy. He's a stand-up guy. Dara is a stand-alone guy. Okay. Thank you very much for the tip, Owen.
Welcome to the Computer Chronicles.
Welcome to the Computer Chronicles. Besmudge was another word, you know, that he said.
Welcome to the Computer Chronicles.
A computer that can talk thanks to...
Can it talk, though? It's very hard to really understand. I can safely say that the majority of people would not understand what that just said there. Alva, thank you very much, Alva. Just quickly look and make sure I haven't missed any. Mary Lou's Toy Boy, thank you very much. Central Piece of Pudding, Ham Spray, Wanty, Omar, B. Devi, Crazy Little Guy, Big Edge, Christian Irwin, Alex Hiddle, Johnny Pistol, David Sheridan, Grid Rain 741, Standalone Steve, Brap Zanigan, Bucking of Bad Dad, and Steve Sidewell. I think we got you. Thank you very much, lads. Very kind of you.
A built-in speech chip.
Computer Chronicles.
A computer that can talk thanks to a built...
Welcome to the Computer Chronicles.
A computer that can talk thanks to a built-in speech chip. A computer with exceptional graphics and sound capabilities.
And look at that. The stance, the sitting stance.
Computer that can do multi...
And the grip. It's a tight grip. A man who's delivering a very important piece to camera. It's going to be the intro. It's going to form the basis of the episode. So it needs to be tight. I reckon he only did it in one take anyway. And doing that sort of stuff just helps you really just get a bit of purchase on what it is you're fucking doing. Like you're about to swing a baseball bat or something. Thank you very much, DJ Chalky
Multitasking. It's optional graphics and sound capabilities. A computer that can do multitasking. It's called the Amiga 500. And at under $1,000, some say it's got the best price-performance ratio of any computer on the market. Today we take a look at the Commodore Amiga on this edition of the Computer Chronicles.
Lovely stuff. Reassuring. Nice bit of whimsical stuff. And then progressing into the electronic music. You know, Kraftwerk. That other book, The American Lad.
The Computer Chronicles is made possible in part by CompuServe, featuring an online reference library, Wall Street
The
reports,
Manhattan
at-home
Research
shopping,
Project Incorporated
airline
was an album he released.
and hundreds of
Look
other
at that,
services.
He-Man. Masters of the fucking
CompuServe,
universe.
helping people get the most from computers.
Beautiful stuff. Absolutely beautiful.
Additional funding is provided by McGraw-Hill, publishers of Byte.
And
Byte's
look,
detailed
listen to that.
technical articles on new
That
hardware,
808.
software, and languages cover developments in
Raymond
computer
Scott there
technology
for Q with the
worldwide.
information. Raymond Scott. Manhattan Research Incorporated. You had a bit of that in the intro sort of stuff there as well when we got to this. There. Nearly everyone in the future will cook electrically or will. I can't remember the quote that's the wrong quote. Thank you very much there, Space Boots and Eric's nosy neighbor. Thank you very much.
The Computer Chronicles is made possible in part by CompuServe, featuring an online reference library, Wall Street reports, at-home.
I think we've gone through this before, but it does warrant another inspection.
Featuring an
You've literally got bucks and bullocks coming at you like Cleopatra through the computer screen. Grolier's Academic American Encyclopedia. Do you know, this was the big deal back in the day. This was the big stuff. And look at that animation there of the cow coming out of the computer towards you at pace. Very, very well done. It's a strong, muscular bull. Oof.
Reports.
And his tail, they even left the tail in there as well. A pen, more stuff, more writing material. And then sports Walkman. That's the Sony Walkman, one of the originals. And then an advert for fucking Levi's or a Springsteen album. A floppy disk, a fax machine phone or something, a camera, and then a fucking airplane. And then you think that's enough. That would be enough. Who steps out of the machine then? None other. The knockoff He-Man. With a lightsaber, a Star Wars lightsaber. But before he gets the lightsaber out, he takes down this fucking buck here, look, who's trying to kill him. Shoots him to death. Beautiful stuff. Then he gets his sword going. Wow. You don't want to mess with that fella. And that the tip of his lightsaber then becomes a transitory frame, which I don't know how or where, but we then switch over to this. This is all taking part in some kind of Tron-like Cyberdyne environment. Eventually into an office. We're still in Tron world. But you have these ladies here just working away diligently on their machines. In Tron land. These are like the secretaries of Tron that you would have to first talk to when you were getting involved with Tron Works or Tron Incorporated. You talk
Helping
to the Tron
people get the most from computers.
What an
Additional
animation.
funding is provided by
somebody, a human, made that, you know, and we're losing that day by day with the automation of everything.
Hill.
The fact that a human mind made that is more astounding than the product itself, for me anyway.
Publishes a Byte. Byte's detailed technical articles on new hardware, software, and languages cover developments in computer technology worldwide.
Welcome to the Computer Chronicles. I'm
Liquid Stew. The lighting went up, and then this happened. Stew's giving us the fucking side eye. It's a side Hatchbox 20. Rob Thomas featuring Santana. And he's smooth like the ocean, just like the Stoon. It's the tip from Grid 7 Rin 741 that I'm thanking you. You've got that kind of motion that could feel so stew. Give me the stew, make it real, or else forget about it.
Welcome to the Computer Chronicles.
Ba 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 ba. Ba 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 ba.
I'm Stuart Chaffee, and this is Gary Kildall. Gary, I'm playing a game called Interceptor here from Electronic Arts. It's a new F-18 flight simulation.
I hope we've not seen this. Fuck it, if we've seen it, it's... I just don't like retreading old ground, but I actually do. I mean, if it's good, it's good.
Game written for the Amiga, and as you can see, the graphics and the sound are spectacular.
The graphics and the sound are spectacular.
When you talk about the Amiga, one tends to talk about graphics and sound.
The Golden Gate Bridge.
It's a pretty good general-purpose computer, but it's kind of the Rodney Dangerfield of personal computers. It doesn't get very much respect among the IBMs and the Macs of the world. Why is that?
Well, Stuart, part of it is the Commodore heritage. The Commodore brand name is associated with the low-end computers. When it first came out, it was pitted up against the Atari 520 ST. 520 ST was about $500, and this came out at about $1,500, so it really didn't match up. And moving up market is...
Kildall is so down to earth, just spitting facts. I'm not sure, but I think he didn't even ask for any sort of payment for this. He just did it pro bono, I suppose, out of the kindness. He wanted to dispatch his knowledge to the computer world.
Difficult because, of course, there's distribution channels that they didn't have established. There's a accumulated software base we found with the Mac and the IBM PC, and the Amiga just didn't have that. Now we're starting to see some really good software being written for the Amiga, so that situation may change.
Okay, Gary, we're going to take a look at the new Amiga 500 and the Amiga 2000, and we'll see some of the new exciting software that is being written for the Amiga. We're going to begin by going to Oakland, California, and taking a look at a man who uses an Amiga, plus DigiView and Deluxe...
He was surely absolutely fucking minted at the same time anyway, but still, you know. And I think maybe what drove him to a bit of a dark place was the fact he missed out on a bigger chunk of cash as well with the whole Microsoft deal. I've gone over it numerous times before.
...to make a living as a professional photographer and designer.
Larry Keenan is a San Francisco photographer who has added the Amiga to his collection of photographic equipment. Working with a video camera, a digitizer, and a software package called DigiView,
and that's a little ergonomic digibox he has there.
Larry can create new images directly on screen.
Basically, it was a logical extension of my business because I work with a lot of different elements in photos. That the digitizing process was like another brush. It's just another technique. It allows me to take a photograph that I've already have in a stock file and resize it, take out elements. For instance, you have a favorite photograph that you want to use for something, and it's got telephone lines all in it. It's got cyclone fences, lots of problems.
Lots of problems. I like the way his tash has been sculpted just to fucking fit snugly along the top lip. There's no like overhang at the side. It's just like a snug little toothbrush. Anymore, if you took it in anymore, you'd be going that kind of fucking Hitler tash. Which is, it's a damn shame that that is fucking associated with Hitler. Because it's an interesting look, but if you were to do it nowadays, then you would definitely be shunned in society. I mean, people don't really like mustaches to begin with nowadays anyway. There are plenty of times I have people say, would you not fucking shave that out? Thank you very much, Sir Hanley Man.
My work on the G virus.
I will not allow anybody to steal my work on the Hitler Tash virus. But I'd love to give it a go, only I just don't want to fucking get thrown off of the... Will my channel get suspended? Or will people start to say, do you know what? He's probably a Nazi. I'm not going to watch that guy anymore. And I fucking regret watching him before. And I definitely regret sending him a couple of quid. I'm not sure. We can do this, but that's as far as it goes. Anymore. And it's fucking dodgy. Thank you very much there, Matthew Fitz. Have you ever seen Pirates of Silicon Valley? I haven't. Is it, as it got Woz, is the Wozinator in it? Wozniak himself. I think he's in that. I haven't seen it, but I'd like to watch it. The data is in the holes. It's a computer concept.
You can go in and you can digitize these areas out.
Larry is well known for his ad work and magazine covers, and increasingly for his artwork decorating software packages.
Bring it, that's an interesting idea. Bring it in millimeter by millimeter every week. So every week, just go even, you know, so nobody notices it. And it's just, that's him. That's his thing. He's had that. He's not a Nazi. You're fucking for real.
The computer gives him a definite advantage in dealing with the deadlines imposed by commercial work, and it lets him be more independent.
That wasn't a confident insertion of the floppy disk. As he went to grab it there, I saw his hand shaking. Maybe the director said, you know, action, and then he got confused, he got scared.
Creating software packages. The computer gives him a definite advantage in dealing with the deadlines imposed by commercial work, and it lets him be more independent.
Thank you very much there.
This is the main difference.
Liam Neeson, thank you very much.
In this technology, it allows artists, photographers, illustrators, anyone in the art field to take an image, digitize it on their own terms, and present it, rather than being a victim of a technician basically doing it.
Wow.
And you have no input.
Look at that tail.
None.
Making the switch from a sharp lens to a fuzzy monitor is not without its problems.
Old fuzzy Dunlap. And look at the painstaking, you know, little bits and pieces that had to be done in order to get this sort of work done. It'll all be a thing of a past, and soon people will just be watching documentaries like this, or people will be watching videos going, I can't believe that they used to do this. It's insane to me.
Larry regrets the low resolution of a computer screen compared to photographic film, and he finds it hard to keep up with constant changes in the technology. But he's optimistic.
The trick is to learn the process, because that won't change, just the quality will change in the future, and that's the important part.
Good stuff. Thanks very much. Look at that. He's really going for it on that horse.
In fairness to Johnny Hay, he has a chip on his shoulder. At least he's not a bag of chips.
Thank you very much there. More tash, more cash. Grow an even bigger tash, you say. I don't know if it's possible, you know, and it actually gets too wiry and fuzzy, and it's just not great. You're eating food and you're having to fucking wipe it a lot. It's basically a health hazard.
All right.
Look at this guy on horseback here, really going for it, like, and his head is really stable, considering the amount of force that he's having to deal with on back of that horse. And we've got a round table discussion on a triangular table.
Joining us in the studio now is Heidi Turnipseed.
Heidi Turnipseed.
Joining us in the studio now is Heidi Turnipseed. Joining us in the studio now is Heidi Turnipseed. Heidi's an animator with Five Rings Company in Southern California. Next to Heidi is Adams Douglas, Director of Product Development with Micro Illusions in Southern California.
I have not fucking seen her before. Are you on about? Someone there saying I've seen her before. As if you could fucking forget. Heidi Turnipseed. Heidi Turnipseed. And this guy, Biff. Fucking beefcake and turnip seed. The classic double act. Give me a break. If I've seen this, that's disgusting that I've forgotten about that. Heidi Cabbage Patch.
Joining us in the studio now is Heidi Turnipseed. Heidi's an animator with Five Rings Company in Southern California. Next to Heidi is Adams Douglas, Director
Biff Cocoa Bean.
of Product Development with Micro Illusions in Southern California. Gary?
Micro Illusions. The names, the products.
Heidi, you're now using computers to help you with classical animation techniques.
I love Gary's non-presentorial style. It's just like, hey, you're having trouble in this and you're doing this. What kind of stuff? Yeah. Just a nice guy, like, you know. Stu's the animal.
Southern California. Gary?
Heidi, you're now using computers to help you with classical animation techniques. Why did you choose an Amiga over an IBM PC or Mac?
Well, it was advertised as having full animation capability.
Wow. Unbelievable. Hold that thought. Just need to go to the jacks. Hold that thought. Heidi Turnipseed. Heidi Turnipseed. Heidi Turnipseed. Heidi Turnipseed. Thank you very much there, Mortash, Liam Neeson, Match Fits, and Chaz. Oh, Chaz. Chaz.
Oh, Chaz, Chazzy baby. Thank you so much, Chaz Mandu. I hope you're okay, Chaz. How are you? Chaz.
Go back now, please. That's not what we want. It's fucking great. It's a great launch, though. Let's do it again. Let's have it again.
33 seconds and counting, ladies and gentlemen. 33 seconds and counting. All associates stand by. 98 is about to launch.
98 is about to launch. just seen. Turnip seed.
Glitter technology and the four-channel sound, the 4,096 colors, and the very reasonable price were all factors.
Good. So the graphics
we love it.
The machine, though.
Absolutely.
Right. Okay. Now we have a program here, a Photon, I guess, that you're using for your animation. Can you show us how it works?
Here's an animation pencil test that I shot of my
we're gonna get
10
to
drawing
see
cycle of a galloping horse.
the horse animation come to life right now.
And I'm able to test the animation at home, alter the drawings, redigitize them, and save them back to disk.
Thank you very much, Maud Gone, for the tip
The drawings
there.
are not drawn on the machine itself. They're done externally.
That's right.
Okay.
And what was your next step after
Barney's Lad, 7 to 4.
this?
At this point, I animated a rider on a separate level, digitized that, mapped it onto the galloping horse frames, saved them separately so that I can always refer to a horse alone if I want to. And then I called them up in a paint program.
Chevo says AI can do a better horse. And indeed it can, and it will be in the future. People will just be like, it's mad, isn't it? The people used to have a job making this. In the same way, maybe that, mass production got rid of all the artisanal crafters and stuff like that. But this is going to be on an unprecedented scale. To the point where no one will really care what they're fucking watching or seeing. They won't really care that there isn't a heart or soul behind the production of it. Because it's just going to override the fact that it's getting out there and quick, is the main thing. No one's going to ask any questions about it. If you think about it. There's a lot more of that to come.
Program and colored them.
Could you pull that up for us? And while you're loading that version, Adams, let me ask you about the software she's using. What's it called?
New AI-generated episodes of the Chronicles. Fuck. Do you know what? I'm actually thinking I'd probably watch it. Do you know? The amount of Chronicles that I've watched and love. If it happened, I'd fucking watch them. Even though they'd have no soul. They would have no soul. It's not right, really, is it?
How does it work?
Okay, this is the cell animator module.
People won't care about it in the future. We care about it because we're experiencing it and living through it. But in the future, people just won't care. People will be like, so what, man? Do you know? We're close to it. It's close to home to us. And what about Biff here? Biff, Butterscotch, Cocoa Bean the Third.
Ask you about the software she's using.
A real Garth Marenghi gauge.
What's it called and how does it work?
Okay, this is the
a real Garth Marenghi
cell animator module of
an accelerator module.
Software she's using. What's it called and how does it work?
Okay, this is the cell animator module of our Photon video line of products, and they're a set of modules you can use for various video applications, either at home or professionally. This particular one is a tool for animators to use to arrange frames, play them back in any order, reload them, edit them, and it does support all of the graphics modes available on the Amiga. With any type of memory you might have, it'll dynamically adjust to that.
What's his little pendant there that he's got? It's like a little bird or something with a kind of ruby as a chest. Or a bit of blue crystal. Billy Crystal.
Now, Adams, there's a...
Old Biffy Clyro
usually
himself.
graphics pictures, they take an awful lot of storage, so...
Bolo tie, someone says. I don't know what a bolo tie is. It's a turkey bolo. People are in on this bolo business.
How much memory does it require to do animation?
Usually you can fit on an 8 megabyte Amiga, which is what we got sitting here. Depending on the graphics mode, if you're in pencil test mode,
Bolo,
which
it's
takes
pronounced
up the least
bolo.
space, you can fit well over 1,000 frames.
Oh, okay.
And the longer, more complex colored sequences, you can go down. It goes down to like 100 frames. But you have great versatility in the way you can play those frames back out, so it's not as much of a constraint as it would be if you were only playing it back on the screen.
Heidi, how are we doing with the next generation of the horse here?
Someone has just besmudged Stu there in the chat and said that he looks like Benjamin Netanyahu. I don't think so, buddy. That's not right. We'll wait until we get another
Would be if
frame.
you were only playing it back on the screen.
Maybe back in the 80s, I think Netanyahu had hair like that as
How are
well.
we doing with the next generation of the horse here?
Well,
More
we've loaded
coverage.
up the last frame.
And?
I'm going to call it up here.
Uh-huh.
And here we have the full
Netanyahu, says Darren.
color version of the previous scene.
Now, how do you do the coloring process here? Do you color each individual frame?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
And I have the capability of filling a shape and incorporating the line around the outside of the shape so that the line is actually a deeper shade of the fill color. This is something that is impossible due to the man-hour requirements were it to be done in traditional cell animation.
Now, how about the video? Oh, excuse me, Stuart. How about the video output from this? Is this?
Look at the reverence and respect Kildall has. Like, he just doesn't... He's a self-made man, and he could buy everyone and buy everything. But he's still got the respect to defer to the man himself. Stu, sorry, you could cut it in there.
Traditional cell animation.
Now, how about the video? Oh, excuse me, Stuart. How about the video output from this? Is this commercially usable, like for broadcast, for example?
Well, apparently with a third-party Genlock product that has just come out on the market, it is.
Genlocked.
And I'm going to be anxious to test that myself.
Heidi, you've got another demonstration with a background in it. I want to ask you to load that up also now, and I want to ask you one more question while Heidi's doing that. What kind of hardware configuration do you need to run something like Photon Cell Animator?
It will run on a standard Amiga with, we would recommend at least 1 megabyte of memory, and you could load...
You could run it on a 500, you're saying?
Oh yeah, you could run it on a 500 easily. There's no special hardware video requirements. Those are added as options depending on what you want to do with what you create.
Okay, Heidi,
Thank
what do we
you
have now?
very much there, Varney Teabag, for your tip. You say for some mustache wax.
What we have here is a full-color animation sequence that I built from my original pencil drawings using the Amiga
Pennsylvania.
computer. I utilized the computer to color each frame, pick them up onto the full-color background that I painted using the Photon Paint program, saved each discrete frame to disk. There are 80 frames here.
He's a quirky little guy. He's a quirky little photon rabbit.
And colored each frame myself in the computer.
Okay, very nice. What does this mean to the animation industry?
Well, it means that I, as an individual classical animator, can produce my own full-color animation sequence in my own home.
All right, so you can be competitive with big studios. Huh?
You bet.
Heidi, thank you very much. In just a
You
minute,
bet.
we'll take a look.
I love the American turn of phrase, you bet. Rumsfeld used to say that a lot as well. There's some congressional hearings where he's like explaining stuff. And then, can you tell us what your methodology was when the lead up to the war? You bet. And then he'd go off on one. You bet. We don't say that, but we should start saying it.
Listen to the music capabilities of the Amiga with a hot new program called Music X. So stay with us.
Music X. And I like the way Stu says, stay with us. And he stays with us for a few brief moments as he shrinks into a little box at the top of the screen.
Stay with us.
He's still there. He's still there. He's going to get wiped away into another agnostic scene. Cornione. Thank you very much for your agnostic tip. And look at this. I love these wipes to play these frame by frame. And sometimes you get left with this Stu's bottom half of his face and another person's face, although they haven't lined up. Sometimes you can get them to line up and it's cracking. It really is. One time, they even transitioned from Stu to another Stu. And we got double Stu in 2 places. Just taking his head off there. Brian May in the studio coming up. So they got rid of turnip seed, out with the turnip seed, in with the May.
Joining us in the studio now is David Joyner. David's a programmer with Micro Illusions and the developer of Music X, and back with us, Adams Douglas.
David, we've seen how
Adams Douglas. His name is Adams, not Adam.
an Amiga can be used for professional animation. What does an Amiga do for you as a musician?
Well, it allows me to essentially set up a multi-track recording studio in my home. the synthesizers nowadays all have what is called MIDI, which stands for Musical Instrument Digital Interface. It's like a set of agreements between various music synthesizer manufacturers as to how their various instruments can communicate with each other. And the computer can receive that information and process it in various ways. And I will now attempt
wrist guards on for like heavy duty sessions at the desk.
Record a performance and show you how it works. I'll set the tempo to some reasonable value.
Maybe they can double up as sweat things as well, you know, sweat bands.
131 quarter notes per minute. I'll now start to record. The drum machine, which has been synchronized to the computer, will automatically start.
So now you're making a digital recording then.
He's not even like that, the way Gary's talked to him, and he's just, yeah, I'm not even going to have to answer. I'm letting my music do the talking.
Start.
So now you're making a digital recording then.
And I stop that. Pour it into the machine. Now if I go back to the beginning and play again.
Little time signature.
And you can see it's got controls just like a tape recorder, fast forward, rewind, and play. This program has been designed to work on various levels. On the surface level, it's very simple, but at the same time, you can dig down deep into its innards and sort of...
Right now what you do is you recorded one segment of music, and how many segments can you record then?
You can record up to 250 segments in the computer, although 20 of them can play at once.
Okay. Can you show us how you manage some of those segments?
Here's the editing screen. Well, there's various different editors. I'll show you the simplest one, which is the bar editor, which shows the music as a series of bars. And in fact, you can drag notes around.
Chris Joyner Selleck from Nirvana.
Shut that off.
Shut that off. Get rid of that.
Shut that off. Anyway.
Okay. So what are some of the other controls?
That was a fluff part of the interview there.
Which shows the music as a series of bars. And in fact, you can drag notes around. Shut that off. Anyway.
Okay. So what are some of the other controls that you have?
Well, I'll show you some of the other screens. There is the librarian screen, which allows you to send sound data to the synthesizer and make the synthesizer play different sounds. You can store the various patches from the synthesizer onto disk. There's going to be, let's see, we have filters. What these allow you to do.
Gilbert O'Sullivan as well. Schnuffles, thank you very much. It's a Chris Novoselic, Brian May, Gilbert O'Sullivan situation. All three in one room, in one box.
Joiner, David's a programmer with Microillusions and the developer of Music X, and back with us, Adams Douglas.
David, we've seen how...
Exactly.
David, what does Music X do that's new in terms of this kind of music software?
Well, it's new in the sense that it's affordable. It runs on a machine that's affordable and a machine that has color.
It's Novoselic to the max.
The Amiga is a very creative machine. I think it has a very creative spirit to it. And I think that many musicians are attracted to that. And
bit of Josh Groban in there as well, says Aaron. I'm not familiar with his face.
And they're dying for an excuse to buy one.
Adams, Music X is in development now, right? I mean, you're still working on this thing. When's this going to hit the market?
This will be out in about 2 months.
Okay, and you said it's reasonable. What will it cost?
$290, I believe, something like that.
Although by the time this program airs, it...
So wait a sec. They're calling him Adam. Oh, yeah, he is Adams.
$290, I believe, something like that.
Although by the time this program airs, it may be less than 2 months.
Okay. and
very
is this
much
for the
Garrett for the tip?
Professional musician, primarily Music X, or is it for a person who's not a performer and can still take advantage of this?
Well, I think the program can adapt to various levels of talent. If you're an amateur musician, sort of like I am, I'm really a sort of a musician techie. I like to be able to compose on a screen because I'm not that great of a keyboard player. But on the other hand, I want something that the professional can also use and in his work.
One last question. We've heard of the Atari ST a lot from musicians. How does that compare to an Amiga for what you're doing?
Well, I think the Amiga is a little bit more polished in the way it's designed. And I'm hoping that Music X will be able to support a lot more features because of the multitasking power of the Amiga.
David Adams, thank you very much.
I wonder what Music X became. Did that become something? Was that one of the leading music creation software things before the big players came into town? Amiga, of course, probably was like the thing that people used to make their electronic music back in the late 80s, early 90s. And then when Windows came along, it probably became something more deeper. Ableton, or as somebody says, they're Fruity Loops. I'm not sure.
Now we know about the music and graphics capabilities of the Amiga. There are also scientific applications on the Amiga. Wendy Woods has a report from the Smith Kettlewell Eye Research Foundation in San Francisco.
Wendy Woods was the one who put on that fucking headset. It was like a crazy headset. I had that image. And she sat in a booth. Where I get that fucking thing? I don't have it. I have it here on the second screen, but I'm not able to transfer it to this. You'll know who I'm on about here.
Now you see it. Now you don't. The letter E vanishes when the motion stops. In this experiment, the lines with the black squares appear to be crooked. But when the color is changed to green, they are straight. These are two of dozens of visual experiments being conducted at San Francisco's Smith Kettlewell Eye Research Foundation.
Look at the poise on that there. That's someone really getting to grips with their software. And you know it's an interesting situation when someone's standing by idly just watching it unfold on the screen. Some serious stuff is going down in this office.
Where a team headed by Dr. Ken Nakayama is studying human visual perception, and specifically how motion is involved in helping us to see. Dr. Nakayama creates these experiments using AMIGAS.
Anyone sensing some inner turmoil with Stu, he seems a bit sad. Not at all. It's never not under control.
Running deluxe paint software from Electronic Arts.
Well, the Amiga, especially at the time that it emerged about 2 years ago, was really the only thing on the block to do the kind of things that we wanted to do. It has a really great graphics capability, as you're probably aware. It has special hardware which enables you to move images around without even the CPU knowing it's happening, essentially. So you can just do things very, very fast. You can't do it on the previous machine.
Dr. Nakayama feels that Amigas and micros in general are opening a whole new field of vision research. The motion that you can achieve on a computer screen simply cannot be duplicated by standard eye tests. People here are pioneering the use of low-cost micros with technically sophisticated graphics.
Solid woods.
In vision research. And eventually, these Amiga graphics experiments may end up in clinical settings to test actual patients with vision problems. In San Francisco, for the Computer Chronicles, I'm Wendy Woods.
If somebody did say there that is Stu coming across as a little bit low energy or anything like that, or is a bit morose, it's not that at all. I just think it's the early days of Computer Chronicles, the more deferential Stu, before obviously he became Power Stu. He hasn't become his final form yet.
With us in the studio.
I wonder, do they feel a little bit on edge? On edge, the two boys there with this thing, big contraption, staring right at them. I'm getting deja Stu. I don't know about you, but I'm getting deja Stu here. Have we seen it? But the whole turnip seed thing has made me think, no, I've not seen it. And even your man there, Nakayama, Dr. Nakayama, I don't remember seeing him.
With us in the studio now are Tim Jennison, president of New Tech of Topeka, Kansas, and next to Tim, the vice president of New Tech, Paul Montgomery.
Stuart, so far we've seen the Amiga used for animation and for a musician's tool. We have a TV camera sitting here, so I guess we've covered all the bases.
We're up to video on the Amiga.
Tim, why did you choose the Amiga as a target for your product, a video product?
Well, the Amiga, of all the computers on the market, is really most well suited for video use. Right out of the box, it's
Right out the box. I love that. I love when they're presenting a new product and it's like fresh out the box experience. A trifecta of beards as well. We've got Gary's, we've got Jennison's, and we've this fella here as well, which is a great beard. Stu might feel a little bit left out amongst these beards.
computers on the market is really most well suited for video use. Right out of the box, it's without any other display cards. It's got NTSC video, can display 4,096 colors at once, which is really enough to get a photographic quality image on the screen. Plus, with certain coprocessor chips and internal circuits, it's really a powerhouse. It's got the throughput and the horsepower to do what we need to do.
And what does your product consist of?
Well, the video toaster.
Video toaster?
Is a peripheral that turns the Amiga into a professional video box.
This is the product which
Really
Kiki Stockhammer eventually became the centerpiece for. She did the video toaster promotion work. So we're seeing the inception of a beast here.
This of four main sections.
Not Kiki, she's not a beast. I'm on about the video toaster software is a beast.
First of all, it's a display card, and it carries the Amiga past 4,096 colors, so you can display really millions of colors on the screen at once with more resolution. And certain Amiga software...
Just if you're not aware of Kiki, I think there's a bit of her in this mix. If I have the mix.
Fat 32. Fat 32. Fat 32. Fat 32. Fat 32. Fat 32. Fat 32.
Just take a look.
Fat 32.
Just take a look.
Fat 32.
It sucked.
Fat 32. Stand by.
What are the problems?
Stand by.
What are the problems?
Stand by. Good. Fat 32.
Infamous Kiki Stockhammer.
Fat 32. 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 Fat 32.
Infamous Kiki Stockhammer. Is Chip your real name, by the way, or is that a persona for the website?
No, now it's my
Thanks a
real
lot,
name.
Chip.
Sure thing.
Website. Website. Website.
And that's
Website.
Data is in the holes. It's a computer concept. Holes. It's a computer concept, not a human concept.
Well, if the proof is in the pudding, the power is really in the application.
Okay, that'll go on all day.
Packages can already take advantage of that increased resolution and color. Second, it's a frame grabber or a video digitizer, so it can grab frames from a VCR or a camera 60 times a second in full color. You can use that all by itself to capture frames for saving on disk and later recall. You can import the images into a paint program and do cut and paste operations, for example.
We'll see how it works.
Okay.
Let's take a look.
First of all, we're looking at the toaster now displaying live video 60 times a second.
This is coming off the camera that's sitting on our desk right here.
The camera runs into the toaster, and the toaster runs into this monitor. I can slow down the frame rate so you can see that it is really capturing images. If you want to move your hand, Gary, you can see that it's really...
A little delay there.
Yeah. Okay, some of the effects it can do, that it's really...
A little delay there.
Yeah. Okay, some of the effects it can do, this is tumbling around the x-axis, tumbling around the y-axis.
Beautiful.
This is a zoom.
These are typically effects that
for a TV studio would cost a lot of time, a lot of manpower, and now we can all do it just at home. He's going to say something to that effect.
Very expensive if you hadn't be by broadcast quality kind of material. Yeah.
Lovely stuff. He's just so nice. He could be a shark if he wanted to be.
If you hadn't be by broadcast quality kind of material. Yeah.
These effects might cost $20,000 on up to $300,000 to do with traditional video.
In fairness to Johnny, hey, he has a chip on his shoulder. At least it's not a bag of chips.
Thank you very much there, MTSCB. Thank you very much. Clean box, toast box, you say. Thank you very much.
Video equipment.
And Garrett says, do you think people had these watch-alongs back in the 80s, except they were absolutely floored by Stu's blistering new tech reveals? I don't think so. I'd say it went under the radar. People just watched the show, or if people were involved in the making of the show, they probably just knew we're witnessing something here which is just unparalleled.
This is a moving blind effect.
Nobody else was doing it like this. Nobody was doing it at all, you know? How are you, Wendy? Thank you very much for the tip.
Here's a quad mosaic.
Quad mosaic.
And then there's kind of a kaleidoscope effect there. This is a 16-level mosaic.
And I hope that you kind of got there with the stock hammer mix, that I kind of did a video toaster montage of stock hammer as well to complement the fact that she was a video toaster head.
We can do a receding mosaic, which is kind of interesting.
That's nice.
And zoom in, and we can do what we call an infinity slide.
Infinity slide.
Infinity mirror effect you'd see at the barbershop.
This is great.
Here's a mirror effect.
That's what you want to see. Two stews in one frame, both of them looking at each other, ready to stew.
Reflected around the center. This is called pixelization. It's a very popular effect in commercials. It gives it kind of a high-tech computer look. This is called a push-on. This is used widely as a transition from one scene to another in a video. The picture flying around on the screen is an example of what a TV engineer would call an ADO effect. And this is, you would pay a lot of money to get this kind of effect. Another ADO type effect is the sphere, which is usually reserved for the very expensive broadcast equipment. The beauty of the toaster is that these are all software-based effects. So the more software we write for the toaster, the more effects it'll do.
The sound of that mouse.
Effects. So the more software we write for the toaster, the more effects it'll do.
Push and click affair. And your man really is very morose, low energy, bringing the facts and the details to our ears and eyes, but without any pizzazz, you know? And that's why Stockhammer had to be parachuted in a few years' time to really just lift the piece.
Paul, who's the customer for this kind of a board?
Well, the customer is one of the 7 million camcorder owners in the U.S. right now. It is education. It is corporate sales and training tapes. It's anyone who really has an interest in video or a need to do video. This will give them that slick television look that people are becoming accustomed to.
So, for example, if you have a small business and I wanted to have video in my PR department, then I could build it myself. Right?
Absolutely right.
You don't see this right now replacing things like ADOs and professional quality broadcast effects equipment, do you, or do you, Tim?
Well, I do, because even if a station has these very high quality units, they're typically a kind of a precious resource, and you have to line up to use them. And if you're renting time on them, it's typically $300 an hour for the really top stuff. So now a small ad agency has access to this sort of thing, and even a TV news department has to line up for this sort of thing. Now they could get those effects very cheaply.
What would the next steps be? What are the things you're trying to add to the video toaster as you improve it?
We've got a number of add-on products planned for it. We'd really like to get the entire production process into a single box. And we're working on all the remaining bits and pieces.
Just a box.
Just to do that, so we can really truly have desktop video.
When you say desktop video, that's obviously sort of an analogy to the desktop publishing situation. Paul, what do you really mean by desktop video?
Desktop video is the marriage of personal computers and video. So it gives a much more professional quality to equipment that traditionally is very expensive. Using the computer technology, you can do it now fairly cheap.
Do you think the consumer is going to really be doing the full editing in their home in the future?
If it's easy enough,
Yeah.
and that's what we've really tried to keep in the system.
You see that trend?
Yes, absolutely.
Well, what's the toaster package consist of, Tim? And what do you get and how much does this cost?
Well, for a whole system, you would need a VCR, a camera, or a camcorder, the Amiga, and the toaster card. All told, you would pay somewhere around $2,000 for everything.
And how about the toaster product itself? I mean, what is that?
Toaster itself is lists for $799.
Okay. And that's a board, and
it's a board that goes into the Amiga. Yeah.
Do you see some combination, as Gary mentioned, we've seen music and we've seen animation so far in this program, now video, of really taking these things together and going into a real comprehensive, creative work environment?
Absolutely, yeah.
And
are you guys working on that in any direction, or working with other?
We're working on an NTSC paint program that would take the output of this and manipulate it in millions of colors, an animation product, a titling product. So I see that, and it's also compatible with all Amiga software.
Okay, gentlemen, thank you very much. That's our look at the Commodore Amiga. Hope we'll see you here again next week on the Computer Chronicles.
We will. We'll be here with bells on. Time for Random Access, the weekly roundup of news Presented by Stu, maybe? Yes!
In the random access file this week,
Smouldering. Ready to deliver the headlines. I'd like to have seen Stu just deliver the news headlines of the day even. Not just this tech stuff.
In the random access file this week, yet another company has announced a rewritable optical disc storage system for PCs. But this time,
It'll never catch on. On board, not board. Thank you very much.
Advanced Graphic Applications of New York says it will actually ship its system this November. The rewritable laser disk drive will have 650 megabytes capacity and use 5 1/4-inch disks. The company says the drive will operate as a standard DOS peripheral. The price is $5,000.
Standard DOS.
Apple says it'll be coming out with a fix for its new version 6.0 of the Mac operating system software. The new version, dubbed 6.01, is due out any day. A variety of bugs showed up in 6.0, and the new release contains 19 patches that reportedly correct the problems. Software maker Broderbund has announced a new venture with 11 Japanese partners to convert successful Japanese software titles to popular American computer formats. The new joint venture, called Kyodai Software, will be based in San Rafael, California, promising 12 new software titles in the first year.
Kyodai.
Symantec, most well known for its MS-DOS programs such as Q&A,
and now antivirus, still doing stuff even today,
has unveiled 5 new software packages for the Macintosh. The programs include a planning, writing, and presentation package called More2, an electronic mail system called Inbox, and 3 program development packages in C and Pascal. Time for this week's software review. Here's Paul Schindler.
Yes! Ah, fucking hell, they're hitting us. In 1988, they're hitting us with the Schindler. I didn't expect this. Then again, he's been in the studio plenty of times to deliver little bits and pieces, especially around the holiday season. You know, with his holiday buyer's guide. But I love this situation right here. This is classic Schindler right here. And it's a beard, again, the beard.
You know, a blank spreadsheet can be anything, but above all, it's intimidating. It is, in short, a tool so flexible that it's useless, kind of like a personal computer without software. Microsoft Excel can sometimes seem that way, as can any electronic spreadsheet. What do you do?
And there's the turn.
Microsoft...
We were only just kind of, in the door. He's looking at us and he's going to go back to work. But then the warming embrace when he does the swivel.
Excel can sometimes seem that way, as can any electronic spreadsheet.
Now we're in his room with him. Thank you very much there, Up the Dubs. Very, very kind of intravenous Japanese animation ODSD for PC. Delicious.
What do you do with the Microsoft Excel can sometimes seem that way, as can any electronic spreadsheet. What do you do with the blank screen? Enter Heiser software. For $4, you get a floppy and a catalog listing more than 500 templates and macros, which can help you figure out how to make the most of your spreadsheet.
$40, you get a floppy and a catalog.
Like this guided tour of Excel, it's self-written in Excel. It shows you how you can take advantage of the software's power. Or there's this income tax worksheet template from the sample disk. It's sure
exciting stuff doing your tax.
Beats writing your own from scratch.
Sure does.
Each of these came from another user, like you, who felt it would be useful. They sent it to Heiser, who charges customers from $5 to $50 and shares the proceeds with the authors. So spend $4 for the sample disk, or see if Heiser wants to distribute your template. Microsoft Excel templates from Heiser Software in Pleasant Hill, California. For the Computer Chronicles, I'm Paul Schindler.
The new video display safety law in Suffolk County, New York has gotten lots of press attention lately, but last week, NYNEX threatened that it would close its directory assistance operation on Long Island because of the new VDT law. NYNEX says the law imposes unnecessary costs on the company, which would have to be passed on to consumers. The Suffolk County VDT law requires employers to provide visual rest breaks, non-glare screens, and free eye care. Computer researchers at Carnegie Mellon University say they've come up with a new sophisticated speech recognition system that can understand any human voice speaking at a normal, rapid rate. The system
JD, thank you very much.
is called Sphinx. It currently has a 1,000-word vocabulary. Finally, scientists at
size of that. They've made one in the 80s that mustn't have ever taken off. A handheld computer. I can imagine having a bit of a slog trying to fucking type in on your QWERTY there. You would need very small. You'd have to go at it with needles or something. Maybe. I'm not sure. And nowadays, an image like that would have been made by AI, but you have to think. I wonder if that's Stu's arm. The very hairy cornflake. Whoever it was that was the test subject for that.
The Hughes Research Lab in California say they've developed a prototype for the first three-dimensional stacked microprocessor. The chunk of silicon is about the size of a tuna fish can. It includes 1,024 separate processors in a 32 by 32 array. The researchers say they hope to build a 3D chip with more than 16,000 processors.
Is Chip your real name, Chip?
That could have the power of the world's largest supercomputer, but use only 50 watts of power and be small enough to fit in your hand.
Lovely.
That's it for this week's Random Access. We'll
just future speculation at that point. And now our phones that we have probably combine all the processing power of every computer that's ever been featured in the 80s editions and more. Do you know? Probably send someone to the moon. They're always saying that. Thank you very much there for the tip. Flembag 9 million. Bottoms up yours. Thank you very much.
See you next time.
The Computer Chronicles is made possible in part by CompuServe, featuring an online reference library, Wall Street reports, at-home shopping, airline reservations, games, and hundreds of other
there he
services.
Is. There's her man again.
CompuServe, helping people get the most from computers. Additional funding is provided by McGraw-Hill, publishers of Byte. Byte's detailed technical articles on new hardware,
nice,
software, and languages cover developments in
ending
computer technology worldwide.
It began with those
For a
lovely,
transcript of
lovely
this week's
little
Computer
graphics,
Chronicles,
interstitials,
send $3 to PTV
and
Publications,
soundscapes
Post Office
as well.
Box 701, Kent, Ohio 442.
And here, if you wanted, they eventually started selling full episodes of the Computer Chronicles for like $30 for a VHS or Betamax tape at the end. But in the early days, it was transcript, because all this stuff was gold, like, you know, to the computer world. User groups and people wanting to try and advance their technical prowess with the little computer stuff that they had. A transcript of the Computer Chronicles would be gold dust, you know? It would inspire in the same way that the AI inspires us now with their suggestions. Computer Chronicles would be a jumping off point, a transcript of $3. Probably great value back in the day. And you could send away for that.
Please indicate program date.
And Captain Sack, thank you very much. Lovely, lovely stuff. I actually was thinking sometimes, you know, the 80s episodes, they don't really bring it like the 90s ones. What the fuck's he doing there with those gloves on? Windows sucks. How I'd fix it. Well, it's not gonna work if you're wearing fucking oven mitts. It's not gonna be that easy a situation to be able to control. We move on to another lineup, and also remember to click the watched checkbox on the Dara site and bring us into Netcafe WEBBY Awards. We're going to leap through the decade from 1988 to the year 2000 into Netcafe, and it's one of those special editions where they go over to a function. I think the WEBBY Awards they might even still be going nowadays. I'm not sure. It's an archive.org player, which won't give us the customization that we've come to know and love from YouTube. But it doesn't matter. We've got the episode, and that's the main thing.
This week on the Net Cafe, the annual Webby Awards, the best of the World Wide Web, including special guest presenters John Perry Barlow, comedian Sandra Bernhard, and former editor of The New Yorker, Tina Brown.
Tina
the
Brown.
Webby's coming up next on this special edition of the Net Cafe. Net Cafe is made possible by RonDiamond.com, the oldies site
Ron
on the
Diamond.
internet. Music and memories from
I'd
the
say
50s,
Stu might have
60s,
had
and
something
70s.
to be involved with
Another
Ron Diamond,
jukebox.
to be plugging his
Additional
stuff
support
every
comes
week.
From the law offices of Ivan Hoffman, lawyering with integrity for internet law, copyright, trademark, and other intellectual property law. And by TechWeb for up-to-the-minute technology news. Hi, and welcome to the Net Cafe. We have a very special program for you this week. Coverage of the 4th annual Webby Awards, the best of the World Wide Web, according to the International Academy of Digital Arts and Sciences. 27 Webby Awards to be given away in categories ranging from activism to weird. So let's hop across town.
Great
from
stuff.
Here at the
It's a broad spectrum of awards being dished out. Feels like this is a bit of a it's not a real Net Cafe episode though, because it's going to leave the confines of the Net Cafe. Hopefully that doesn't work against us. These guys look like they're probably in on it. They're not patrons of Cybersmith. But let's see how this develops.
Club Eye to the Masonic Auditorium in the Nob Hill section of San Francisco for the Webby Awards.
Nob Hill.
Hollywood may be the
Clang,
center of
clang,
the
clang
movie
went the
business,
trolley.
but It's clear here at the Webbies that San Francisco is the heart of the internet industry.
I wonder, is that still going in San Francisco nowadays? Because it looks
here at
awful
the Web-
dangerous. See this fella here? He isn't even holding on. He's putting on shades as he goes by. He could easily fall
The
off
San
there
Francisco-
into the path of this car. Fucking dangerous.
So is the heart of the internet industry.
It is still going, says Calvin. And can you do that where you can just stand on the side and put shades on like your Terminator? Or is there not a health and safety guy going, that's, you can't do that?
The crowds gathered early for this high-profile event. Media was there. The people in outlandish outfits were there.
Ooh, who are they? And look at these guys. Outlandish outfits.
Event. Media was there.
Size of that fucking mat box. That's a huge, huge mat box.
The people in
I don't know who this guy is.
outlandish outfits were
She's a presenter
There?
of sorts. And this book couldn't fucking tell you.
and the performance artists were there.
They look like they could be from that post 9/11 Creed thing at the Super Bowl.
Inside the Masonic Auditorium, the crowd filed into their seats, ready to see Mistress of Awards, Marina Berlin. She's the one with the red hat.
And it's Alan Cumming.
Master of
And Marina Berlin, I don't know who she is, but certainly familiar enough face. Wearing some kind of morph suit. And your man, he was in GoldenEye and other stuff.
Ceremonies, Tony Award-winning actor Alan Cummings. He's the one with the weird hairdo.
Weird hairdo.
One of the special charms of the Webbies is the rule that winners must limit their acceptance remarks to only 5 words.
How did Alan get that gig? How didn't he get that gig? Probably, I don't know, his phone was hopping, I'd say, in 2000, you know? And he looks cyber adjacent with the hair.
So let's get on to the first Webby. The nominees for the Activism Award are...
What the fuck is going on there?
American Civil Liberty...
Sorry. That's the Berlin Wall, okay. But this is 2000.
American Civil Liberties Union.
Is this software?
The Action Network. Adbusters.
Adbusters!
The Hunger Sites.
Really trying to drum up the anticipation.
And Protest Net.
Fair play to Alan. He's earning his keep by really hammering home the names and giving them the oomph necessary. Quiet.
The winner is Adbusters.
Good stuff. Look at that.
It's a culture jamming website devoted to
Look, and it's Gore and Bush. That's where we are at the stage of history before the hanging Chad, Jeb Bush, governor of Florida. He had some hand in the thing. Fox News called it. Big stuff at the time.
talking about media literacy and having us question all the advertising that we see every day on the streets and on our billboards. 3 letters, IPO.
Initial product offering.
When I saw the nominees for the next category of broadband...
It's kind of like Coolio's head, isn't it? Rest in peace. He had a hairdo like that. Maybe Coolio featuring LV Gangster's Paradise had come out at this stage. And Alan Cumming has decided, I'm going to go with that. And I don't know. I think it was misjudged, ill-timed, maybe wrong.
Saw the nominees for the next category of broadband, I was frankly very upset. First of all, because the Spice Girls weren't nominated. And second of all, because, hello, this is the year 2000. I think they prefer to be called female bands. Broadband is not very politically correct. So here are the nominees.
And it's very low key, isn't it, when they go to the nominees? The sound is not great on it, which doesn't really fill you with much anticipation or gusto as to what's coming.
Atom Film!
Which is why Cumming has to really give it socks.
Congo Trek!
Congo Trek. Again, is this software? Because I really feel like I should make note of these and then load it up on the Windows on the DOS box. If this is software, then I'm down for a Congo Trek stream at some stage. It sounds class. But if it's broadband, then it must just be like multimedia or websites that have made the best use of broadband. You know, you're really getting to grips with the Congo because you've got those high bandwidth speeds. You can see the animations of the monkeys and all that kind of business in a way that you've never seen before. It's the internet. It's the Webby Award, so it's for websites.
iFilm! Video
It was still dial-up at that stage, but if you, I suppose, real fancy dancies had faster modems to be able to do this stuff, you know? It wasn't really until, from what I can remember, 2004 or 5, until I got to grips with broadband. You know, it was still dial-up up until then, and the rest of the world was leaving me behind, you know? And then, of course, then the broadband hit around 2004. That proliferated, and then 2004, 5, 6. Then video and YouTube 2005. You know, it was a very fast thing. So it was still early adopter phase at this stage.
And wire break. And the Webby goes to...
Lovely.
Video Farm!
Video Farm! And there we have the celebration video, digital
keep
video
clapping,
editing.
it's got a long way to come.
Ooh, bit of a...
Keep clapping, they've got a long way to come.
Okay, so just prompting the audience to keep the energy up there. Never a good sign. Never a good sign. And the Doors, Jim Morrison, break on through to the other side as their walk-on music. They could have done with a live band, a la the Cody Awards, but they haven't done that. Your man's brought his camera up as well.
Putting video into everybody's hands. Yeah.
There's things this sliced bread.
5.
What?
5.
Yeah.
Unintelligible.
There's things this sliced bread.
We are six Clark's Brent.
To everybody's hands. Yeah.
There's things this sliced bread.
5.
I think he'd been on the piss. And Alan coming immediately when he hears the unintelligible outburst from your man, he just says, bye. As in, go on, you're done. Get off.
Yeah.
There's things this sliced bread.
5. 5.
Bye.
5.
I think he said something, yeah, like he likes sliced bread there, someone says. Sounds like
5
that.
words for the whole award, not 5 words per person, you know.
Nice.
Now it's time for the games, Webby. The nominees are
2,000 games on the website, on the internet. Did they exist? They probably did, but what were people fucking playing like? I can't remember that. I mean, you're saying Quake, Age of Empires, but this is for websites, so I imagine these are like JavaScript or web-based browser games, no?
Gamma Sutra!
Gamma Sutra. And we can't really glean much from that. GameSpy.com.
GameSpy.com.
That's your reviews right there. Thanksgiving, thank you very much for the tip.
Happy Puppy!
Happy Puppy. Never heard of it.
Shockwave.com.
We're downloading the Shockwave for all the ladies in the cave, so get your groove on.
And The Station.
Such a bizarre showreel of stuff there. When they're showing you the websites, it cuts away to this highway, Autobahn, and then it shows like some 60s clips that have nothing to do with the websites in question. I don't know what they were going for with that. And it's a couple of fish chatting away to each other. I think it's a comedic piece, but it's going well over the head because the audio is not good. They should have done a feed out for the broadcast.
GameSpy.com.
Zany stuff. Very zany moves and maneuvers. Is that George Lucas there? Just sat down. Keep watching here. Right there. Look, be a lady tonight. There we have the man himself, Lord Ducas, wearing a cravat and shirt compendium piece for the night that's in it, whilst Zane Master Flux takes center stage for the GameSpy website. We've won the award for best gaming website. It's a review site. It's a review site. Would have done previews, JPEGs, reviews, the whole shebang. There's even a forum and a chat and a shop.
GameSpy is the ultimate site for gamers. It's what gamers always dreamed of. Every game you ever wanted to play for free.
For
and
free?
all the news and information you could ever want.
I thought it was just a review site.
Is anyone going to say anything?
It's very slapdash. People don't know what to do when they're getting up there. Even Alan is saying, is anybody going to say anything?
Everyone likes the licky licky.
And there you have it. Bizarre stuff. Probably regrets it. I don't know. Maybe he doesn't because nobody's going to watch this. Everybody likes the licky licky. Ominous.
Everyone likes the licky licky.
Well, it's a roller coaster, and Alan has a sneaky little laugh at that as well. I think he liked it.
Is anyone going to say anything?
Everyone likes the licky licky.
Hubris, hubris.
So now,
You know, a thank you would have sufficed. Thanks to everyone who made it happen, and GameSpy.com, check it out. But he did that.
the WEBBY for Commerce. And the nominees are...
Again with this sort of 50s, 60s stuff. It doesn't make sense.
Gear.com.
Gear.com. Get all your gear.
Amazon.
Don't think that'll last. It's not catchy. It's not catchy. Nobody wants to go to all the way to the fucking Amazon to get some stuff.
Baby Center.
Baby Center. Sounds like it's going to do a lot better than Amazon.
E-Toys.
But realistically, Amazon just wiped the floor with all of them. I mean, maybe they didn't win now. I'd say they did, though. But it's post.com bubble. I think 2000 might be post.com bubble. I believe Amazon were making big waves around the bubble. And then they went a little bit low for a bit. But it was always a steady, steady incline.
Mob Shop.
Mob Shop for all your mob needs. Gangster's paradise right there.
And the winner is...
Gear.
Baby Santa!
Never heard of it. It probably still doesn't even exist. What about pets.com? Pink Floyd's Money is their
Aye, well done.
Their walk-on shoot. Maybe it's because they made so much revenue that year with Baby Center.
Thank you, Matt and Mark.
Looking forward to maybe seeing Bezos, who could have been there. Maybe he was too big of a cheese to do it.
Presenting the WEBBY for the best community site was Web Guru.
They're actually still massive, says CDR&B. They've been bought by Jeff Bezos, though.
And composer for the Grateful Dead, John Perry Barlow.
You know, I got into this stuff because I thought that eventually we might create some community in here. And in the words of Bruce Sterling, I haven't seen a barn raising yet. But I
not a popular one there with the Deadheads.
Bruce Sterling.
Or the contingency.
I haven't seen it in here. And in the words of Bruce Sterling, I haven't seen a barn raising yet.
Well, I suppose, who's Bruce Sterling? That's your first hurdle, you know. There needs to be some common ground with that. I don't know who he is. Maybe I'm out the loop here.
In the words of Bruce Sterling, I haven't seen a barn raising yet. But I think we're getting there, and the nominees for Best Community Site are actually connecting people and starting to bring into fruit the kind of collective consciousness that I think the net is about. And those nominees are.
It's so tense in that auditorium, which is known as the Masonic, let's say the Masonic Auditorium in San Francisco. MC Alan Cummings. So there's a Masonic air there of uncertainty and a tense, how to say, atmosphere.
Cafe Utney.
Cafe Utney. How's your chutney?
Craig's List.
The List of Craig.
Sentimental favorite.
ICQ.
I don't know what that is.
MTBReview.com.
Mountain Bike Review. Booze and jeers for Mountain Bike Review.
Review.com. Slashdot.
Great delivery on that.
Slashdot.
And that's a new soundscape that needs to go into the bank.
Slashdot.
Slashdot. These bits really take the energy out the room, don't they? Just tell us the fucking winner.
Cafe Utney.
Well, it's not chat, and it's not
They didn't even bother showing them. Their acceptance speech must have been rubbish.
bulletin board in the sense of the way I would think of the word, but it's a community. It's a place where people, interesting, intelligent people from a wide range of backgrounds and interests talk to each other. They interact with others, but they don't do it in real time. It takes place over time. You can read at your leisure, post at your leisure, participate in any one of thousands of conversations in dozens of forums.
Just cut him off. A real stew edit.
In dozens of forums.
You guys were hoping you'd get the girl, right?
You guys were hoping you'd get the girl, right?
You guys were hoping you'd get the girl, right?
The mic is on, man.
You guys were hoping you'd get the girl, right?
Thanks. Come talk with us.
Ominous.
Very good. Thanks.
Ominous stuff.
Thanks. Come talk with us. Very good. Thanks.
A real hard edit there.
There's a lot more still to come. Webby's for film.
A lot more still to come. Not enough stew. Glyn, thank you very much there for the
News
tip.
and humor, plus special guest presenters Sandra Bernhard and Tina Brown. So let's go back to the Masonic Auditorium for more of the Webby Awards. And Tina
Masonic.
Brown. So let's go back to the Masonic Auditorium for more of the Webby Awards.
When you go to an awards show, it's important that your appearance makes an impression. For example, the impression I'm getting from you, madam, is that you need help. The impression I'm getting from you, madam, is that you need help.
Not good there, the old mental health. Bit of a dig at someone's mental health. It was all the rage back in the day.
Because I'm only kidding. Because remember
Only kidding though.
when
But a joke. Is it a joke? Sometimes it's hard to tell.
them is that you need help. Because I'm only kidding. Because remember when Jennifer Lopez wore that scarf to the Grammys? Everyone forgot that she was involved in a shooting in a nightclub in New York. And Bill
A certain Mr. Puff Daddy was involved in that one.
Everyone forgot that she was involved in a shooting in a nightclub in New York. And Bill Gates is here. You know, you should take...
Dangerous territory here. On to Bill Gates, who is there. He's been pointed out. He's been called out. Gates was probably shitting himself at this moment in time right now. What's coming gonna hit me with? Thank you very much there, Ina, for the tip.
A nightclub in New York. And Bill Gates is here. You know, you should take her lead. If you showed up at a press conference wearing a Jennifer Lopez dress, maybe you'd be taken more seriously.
Gates just got fucking mauled, man. Are we gonna cut away to Gates? They don't have the cutaways, you know?
Just an idea. So, that leads me nicely on to the nominees for fashion, and they are... Fashion UK!
Looks rubbish.
Hint Fashion Magazine!
That looks rubbish as well.
Paul Smith.
Definitely rubbish.
Soulmates, the Century in Shoes.
I think it should be them. Soulmates.
ToddOldham.com.
Never heard of him. Now this fucking rubbish animation, which is just leaving us in an awkward state, or like a kind of purgatory. Like, what is that?
Paul Smith.
Just a website for Paul Smith suits.
Paul's had a sex change. Paul's had a sex change. Hi, Paul.
I am not Paul Smith.
If there is anyone that...
Who the fuck are these now?
If there is anyone that knows something about living, we do.
And the nominees.
It's getting David Lynch, somebody says there in the chat box extraordinaire, and that's the freeze frame you want, really, isn't it?
We do.
And the nominees for the Living Webby are...
Masonic Hall,
Blue Mountain Arts, Epicurious,
I think that's still going.
Garden.com,
Sounds basic.
MarthaStewart.com. Enough.
That caused a little bit of consternation. Some people kind of laughing, going, oh, I don't know what the backstory is there on that.
And Swoon.
Swoon!
Epicurious!
Fucking hell.
It's about food. It's for people who eat. You find 10,000 recipes in a fabulous searchable database. You get menus.
A beautiful recipe for key lime pie. Half a cup of cold lard. 2.5 tablespoons of cold unsalted butter. 2 cups of all-purpose flour. Half a teaspoon of salt. 1/3 cup of ice water. And pie weights, whatever the fuck that is, pie weights or raw rice for waiting.
Like I said, a fabulous community, a recipe swap, wine database, and lots of other information about food.
Pie weights are after you. Living La Vida Loca there, Ricky Martin. Was it ever really explained to us who these ladies are? It was like the last award was given and then they were straight there.
Is this thing edible? Manja.
Manja.
Thank you very much. And
Manja.
now on to the nominees for the film
Manja.
Webby, and they are...
Maybe it means eat, because mange is to eat, isn't it, in French? Manja.
Atom Film!
Are these my feet? Thank you very much for the tip.
Drew's Scriptorama! iFilm!
An Apple thing, no?
The Internet Movie Database!
Still at it to this very day.
And Protein TV!
Protein!
And
just a fucking TV channel online about protein, look.
Protein TV!
They cut him out then when he said protein. A protein rapidly relieves pain. It's got to be IMDb. It has to be. Still, it's the only gig in town, isn't it?
Atom Film!
There you have it. As I said before, with Amazon not picking up the award, a lot of these behemoths that we know and love now, is this an alien look? It's going to slide into an alien face. They started big, .com bubble burst. They went a little bit quiet for a bit, but then they got in early was the main thing. It didn't matter that they weren't winning the Webby Award for 2000. They had their base set. And it's not an alien. It's just a couple of people.
Thanks to the filmmakers. Banana.
Was he part of their contingency, was he? Another bizarre situation, the way they shuffled off and left him. He's obviously thought, I need to have my say here. Your man wasn't bringing it with anything funny, so I'm going to say something extremely hilarious. And that resulted in...
Banana.
Presenting the Webby Award for Best Humor Site, comedian and actress Sandra Bernhard.
Nice suit.
She's familiar.
Flowers, because this is really the direction I want to go in my own life, you know. Nature, introspection, beauty. You see, I don't want to get all caught up in the technological era. I don't want to be dragged down the information superhighway kicking and screaming. No, 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 no. I'd much rather take those little back roads and byways and drop you a postcard. I mean, you can't get the kids out of the bedrooms anymore. Honey, you want to go with me and Daddy for a little dinner? No, that's okay, Mom. I'm on the internet. I just made a new friend. She's pretty and she likes me too. All right. Now, where are these?
The nominees for humor?
Oh, yes.
They should be coming up any minute.
That's how funny it all is. Thank you. The nominees for humor. Comedy Central. GWBush.com.
I'd like to see that. Hopefully that is being cached. Cash Patel'd somewhere on the internet. GW.com. GWBush.com.
Leisure Town.
Leisure Town.
The Onion.
It's got to be The Onion. Has to be The Onion. You heard it there. You heard the support that they have for The Onion there.
And the winner winner is...
Alan Greenspan animation.
Hello. Yo, what's up?
Bill Gates.
Watching the game, having a bud. So with you.
It's a play on the Budweiser advert, the hilarious Budweiser advert, the, you know, just chilling, having a bud. But it's Alan Greenspan, the godfather of economics, and Billiam Gates Esquire.
Watching the game, having a bud. True.
Pick up the phone. Hello?
And the audience go crazy, apart from that man there, who looks slightly Rumsfeldian. Not impressed. That's a slight grimace, not a laugh at all.
Where's Duke? Yo.
Hello?
Is that Arnie? What has Arnold Schwarzenegger got to do with this?
Hello?
So what's up, baby? Watching the game, having a bud. True.
He was the governor of California, the governator, of course.
It's all been generated just on the strength of our work, and that's, I think, an important thing to remember. Even though The Onion looks professional, it's because we just put a lot of work into it, and we have no backup. We have no, you know, billions and billions of dollars behind us. It's just 7 people grinding it out in Madison, Wisconsin.
Nice. Great returns, I'd say. No E-Baum's World. I wonder were E-Baum's World considered too edgy for this sort of situation? But it probably would have been one of the most hit up sites for weird and comedic content. Thank you very much, their sales force.
I could only...
For the tip. What was that about?
I could only... They said I could only... And now the nominees...
Rubbish. You had to pay to enter. Doubt E-Bombs were arsed. If that's the case, it really takes the shine off the whole ceremony indeed. The people were actually just paying to be considered nominable.
For the news, Webby, and they are...
Miss Lara Croft.
Perfect timing on that.
Okay.
Ms. Lara Croft, nominated for the best news website of the Webby. Thank you very much, Paul Meskel.
ABCnews.com.
MSNBC probably in this, no?
Media Attack.
Newt Gingrich.
Jim Romanesco's Media News. News.com.
News.com. Just goes to CNET.
The rhetoric will smother you.
Thank you very much there, Gay Burns Loafers. Perched. It just goes to CNET news.com, so fair play on them for getting that domain. CNET, I think that's cyber news. I don't think that's like news for... It's all fucking cyber tech news. Whereas I think in the awards here, it's just general news. Or it is CNET. It is CNET already.
edition. And the winner is Jim Romanesco's Media News.
Who the fuck is Jim Romanesco?
Okay.
Ms. Lara Croft. Okay, thank you very much there, battered sausage. Jim Romanesco. Jim Romanesco. Thank you. American reporter. Eponymous blog. Starbucks gossip. Still going, 72. Controversy. It's too long to read. Doesn't really look that juicy. But is his website still going? That's what I want to know. Jim Romanesco. Is it .com?
Oh, it's not you. Romanesco's. The winner is Jim Romanesco's Media News.
Jim Romanesco's Media News. It's not there anymore. But there's lots and lots of articles about him. If you want to follow up this episode with a bit of Romanesco history and lore, as they say, it's all there for you.
Oh, it's not you. That was him. Here he comes. We were clapping the wrong person.
What? Have they got it wrong? Oh, they haven't.
I am not Jim Romanesco.
Don't like the tone of some of these guys. They're not doing themselves a good service, knowing that this is going to go out there forever in perpetuity. People are going to be watching it back in 25 years' time. Not really liking the tone. Thank you very much for the tip there, Skynet and C. Murphy. Real talk, you say, Skynet. All these awards are bought either for entry or votes. Peace be with you.
Presenting the Webby in the print and zine
Yeah,
category.
it cheapens the whole Webby thing. I've seen some places that are like, oh, we won a Webby and all this sort of crack. But I mean, yeah, did you win it? You fucking bought the thing, man. And then the event itself was rubbish. It was like a fucking funeral.
The former editor of Vanity Fair and The New Yorker, Tina Brown.
There was always more to tea and crumpets than met the eye, is the truth. At least where I come from. It's great to be here. I've never seen so many snazzy revolutionaries where I come from.
Brown.
There was always more to tea and crumpets than met the eye, is the truth. At least where I come from. It's great to be here. I've never seen so many snazzy revolutionaries in my life. And you are revolutionaries because you've changed the way we communicate. The voices you unleashed have created a global revolution. And at Talk, we love it. We salute the creative anarchy of the web. And we thank you for giving readers the ability to talk back immediately. And the nominees in the print and zine category are...
Zine.
Feed magazine. Jim Romanesco's Media News.
He's in it again, the old sly dog.
Nerve.com.
Nerve.com. That's a sex website.
Salon.com.
Still going.
Slashdot.
Slashdot. Thank you. She wrote a speech on the plane. Thank you very much for the tip.
And the Webby goes to Nerve.com.
It's a thoughtful magazine about sex, gender, and culture
for both men and women. Half our readers are women. In effect, we're replacing Playboy. We're the next Playboy. This time it's more intelligent and it incorporates the opinions and perspectives of women.
And there you have it, a more intelligent Playboy which respects women. I'm not sure it's still going, but they bought their award. Fair play to them. They paid the fee and they came away with something. It is still going, says Fitz Flips. He's tall enough.
Shucks. Screw with your mind.
Oh God, does it not get weird at any point? Is there any just normal people? You paid for the fucking thing. Just pretend to be normal.
Shucks. Screw with your mind.
That's it for part one of our special coverage of the Webby Awards. Lots of Webbies still to be given away. We'll have it all for you next week, once again, here at the Net Cafe.
No thanks. No thanks, Stu.
Made possible by
It felt
RonDiamond.com,
like a bit of a phoned-in
site on the
episode.
internet. Music and memories from the 50s.
Maybe I'll be arse tackling the second part of the Webby Awards 2000 brought to you by Net Cafe, but it doesn't look likely. I'd like a traditional meat and two veg sort of fucking Net Cafe episode. I don't want any of this Masonic Hall auditorium bollocks that we've just seen. But then again, thank you very much for joining me on tonight's edition of whatever this stream was. It's always nice.
I'm after buying some new clobber. Round up the boys to come pointing. I want the whole town to see me.
Thank you very much for that unbelievable tip there, Jimmy Huxtabation and D as well. Where can I watch Begrudgment News? I don't know. It's Gonzo. As was the stream from earlier on. You see, when a stream like that occurs, it's going to bring the channel into disrepute, which is already the case. Until the 8th of December, the channel is under an effective warning by the YouTube goons. I've explained this. I took part in their re-education program. I passed with flying colors. But I can't afford to have that Thanksgiving Day parade on the channel. They'll take me down retrospectively. They work like that, you know. Even though there probably is a case to be made for, like, you know, subverting the thing and saying, oh, well, you made a satirical or even a parody of like a commentary on an event. It's still, you're not reasoning with a human. It's an algorithm, and the robot doesn't fucking talk to you. You know, the robot tells you what it's gonna do, and then it fucking does it. Thank you very, very, very much there, Jimmy, for the tip. Very, very kind of you, and to everybody else as well. It's always an absolute pleasure to be able to peruse this gallery of absolute schlock and enjoy some of the sights and scenes. Didn't like that, didn't like it, didn't work out for me that episode. The CHRONS was good. But as I say, business as usual with the next Nescafe, Netcafe, whatever you want to call that. And big thanks as well to Dara Dermody, not just for the tip, but for the cracking site that he has created there. It's a real wonderland of a site. I can't say thank you enough, and didn't really get to test out any of the new features. That's going to come in time. All I will say is good night, and thank you very much, and all the best to you and yours this November the 28th. We are in November the 28th. I'm going to go away now and not watch Nazis versus Freemasons or The Man Who Murdered 77 People, Killing Spree HD True Lives. I don't want to have nightmares. But all the best, and see you later. Thank you very much. Who Won the Millionaire episode? That'll have to come on another time. Thank you very much. Good night. We'll see ya. Bye-bye. Good night from me and from him as well. All the best.
The Computer Chronicles is made possible in part by CompuServe, featuring an online reference library, Wall Street reports, at-home shopping, airline reservations, games, and hundreds of other services. CompuServe, helping people get the most from computers. Additional funding is provided by McGraw-Hill, publishers of Byte. Byte's detailed technical articles on new hardware, software, and languages cover developments in computer technology worldwide.
Just take a look. Just take a look.
Sucked.
Infamous Kiki stock camera. Infamous Kiki stock camera. Is Chip your real name, by the way, or is that a persona for the website?
No, now it's my real
Thanks a
name.
lot, Chip.
Sure thing.
Website, 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 website.
Data is in the holes. It's a computer concept. Holes. It's a computer concept, not a human concept.
Well, if the proof is in the pudding, the power is really in the applications. I'm a Windows kind of guy. On a Pentium machine, I'm a Windows kind of guy. All right? You don't tend to think about the hip-hop culture. All about rap music and the hip-hop scene. I don't travel in those circles. I don't get to talk to those guys. But I did get to talk to them in this chat room. Hip-hop chat room I went into. I don't know a lot about the hip-hop scene, but
You do now.
I do now. I don't travel in those circles. I don't get to talk to those guys. Man, I learned a lot about what really goes on in that world.